Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. We're playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition, and this is Flint Steel!
Please check out all our social media links below, our merchandise on Redbubble, and don't forget to come and join us on our Discord server where we have a growing community of role players. Please consider supporting the channel on Patreon. A massive thank you to all those who do support us, as 10% of everything we receive through our Patreon goes to Diabetes UK. Also support us by supporting our friends. We have the Thornless Rose, who produce leather and lasery products for tabletop and live action role-playing. There's the Old World podcast. If you want to know a bit more about the background, the design, and the story behind Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, then go and check them out. And finally, we have Bjørn Felle, who produces terrifying retro electro music.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Flint and Steel. I'm Pete the Games Master.
I'm John, and I'm playing Sir Gael, the Bretonian Knight.
I'm Leon, and I'm playing Corvin Applebaum, Wizard of the Realm.
Sam, Morgan, Priest of Moor.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Bagric Rolfson, the Dwarven Guard.
And I'm Lawrence. I'm playing Torvald Rolfson, and I'm the Dwarf Scout.
And I'm Leon, and I'm playing Corvin Applebaum, Wizard of the Empire. I don't know why I said realm.
I went with it. I thought you were just going with it.
It is a realm.
Hey, cool.
It's a realm. You fell into Age of Sigmar.
yeah. Oh. Okay, and last time on Flint and Steel, we left you all in the Docker's Arms, as you had found out that Joseph Ehlers had stayed there. Who's the creepy, greasy man? That's the
Greasy
name
Weasel.
he gave at the Docker's Arms. And there was, in fact, a young lady called Matilde that he had struck up a friendship with. Little Willie had shown you his office.
Oh yeah,
But also informed you that his room, he had stored some strange, large, flat
scratching
boxes
With scratching noises.
looked sort of about 6 foot long and 3 foot wide.
Coffin shaped.
Maybe not like coffin shaped, but
Certainly
coffin
coffin
could fit
size.
inside
Yes.
it, perhaps, because coffins are a bit more snug, aren't they? Not that I know from personal experience.
I do.
I like to. Okay, and some of you had gone up to the room. I think it was Bagric, Torvald, and Morgan had
Yes.
gone up to the
Yep.
room. And Sir Gael, and Corvin Applebaum,
He goes
Wizard
3
of the
years
Realm,
of night school.
had been watching Matilda. She was supervising a game of Staves, which is a popular card game that I made up, and we can get into later if you want to.
I'm in.
It's like poker.
Well,
She was watching the game, keeping an eye on the game. She saw people go upstairs, and then a couple of things happened at the same time. So as the three of you approached the door of the room, Morgan had a strange, unsettling feeling that something unnatural had been here, but possibly wasn't still here. So it's like an echo of something. And Corvin, you got a whiff of Dar, didn't you? The dark,
Yes.
etheric wind through the room, sort of down the stairway that they'd come from, past the gambling table, and then past you. And you'd been slightly distracted. And as that happened, Sir Gael, you saw that Matilde had seen the three of them go up the stairs and sort of clocked them as not the regular folk. And
no, someone saw that she recognised Bagric, I think.
yeah, she spotted you.
And looked scared.
And then as they went up the stairs and then Corvin was distracted, she sort of put her hands under the table.
Let's lop her head off then.
And I remembered to get the Warhammer out this time. 'Cause I don't think I've had it the whole season, and I'm a bit disappointed in myself.
We all are.
Thanks, Roger. Cool. Okay, so what do we want to do? You guys are approaching the room.
Bagric is none the wiser and is just
Sure.
going into the room.
Okay, well, you're heading up to the room. What are you guys doing in the kind of pinch moment, Sir Gael?
We're still watching her, like, she's only put her hands on the table.
All I've done is smell. I've not seen her put her hands on it.
You smell.
I can smell
Oh,
a darky, magicy smell.
I'll just keep an eye on the female.
Okay. She seems to be doing something under the table.
Monsieur, she appears to be doing something under the table.
Bretonians.
I think she may be cheating.
Oh.
And as you're watching, you hear like a snapping noise. And a couple of the people round the gambling table look towards her, distracted. It's like someone is pulling wooden panelling. And you can see now that she's leaning down and she's kind of pulling like this. And you can hear like she's tearing bits of the wall off, or the kind of seating area that she's on. It's like a big bench area constructed sort of around this gaming table.
So she's not cranking a crossbow then?
She's not cranking a crossbow, but she's simply pulling loose panels off of something, and it's making a bit of a noise, and the gambling table seems to be distracted by it.
Okay. I'll look at him and see he's noticing that, because I figure at this point this is more of a spectacle.
Yeah, the people around the gaming table are sort of turning around, but there's a lot of money on the table, so although it's distracting, no one wants to be too distracted.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people beyond the table sort of looking over and go, what's going on over there? But she's not making eye contact with anyone, quite deliberately. While that's going on, the three of you approach the door to the room, and as you grab the handle, it may just be sort of a psychosomatic thing, but the metal of the handles feels very cold. Bagric. Or you may just be like imagining things, you're not sure. But when you touch the handle, you're like, oh, it's very cold metal.
Not really going to probably give it too much thought and open the door.
Booby trapped.
So as I said before, the room had been a bit of a mess. There'd been various sort of stains on the floor and materials dotted around, and he said they'd tried to clean.
Tried to.
Yeah, lots of stuff. And you can see now that there's a sort of a dark russet stain to the planks, the floorboards of the room, and the rugs that have been put down have been sort of pulled aside. One, in fact, has actually been bundled up in the corner, and you can see it's quite heavily stained itself.
So in kind of a blood type way, or kind of a rusty type way?
It
like
could
corrosive?
be. You think it could be rust, blood, or clay. You're not sure.
Okay.
And the bed has been moved to one side of the room. You can see where it's been sitting for years on the wooden floorboards, but it's been moved to one side. And there is a cabinet that is open, and there's still a few things in there. From the doorway, you can't see where they are. This is when you sort of survey the room. There looks like there's room in here. It's a fairly big room. Some other furniture's been moved aside. You think there would be room to stack a few large boxes, maybe where that sort of stained area is over there.
Are the rugs still across the floor, like trying to hide the mess, or are the rugs been pulled away?
The rugs have been pulled away.
Okay.
And there's now like exposed floorboards and you can tell there was a rug lying there when this whatever it is soaked into the floorboards, because there's almost like a corner.
Okay.
It's kind of bled a little bit, but you can see a right angle, pretty much, where one of these rugs was lying. This is what you can see in the room. You can see they've been trying to scrub the hell out of this. So it's not like it's like ash pale beam boards and a big red stain. It's like oak with a shadow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to walk over to the cabinet. Looks like there's some stuff there.
In there, you can see that there's a few small items, a couple of cloth pouches, and there's a small ceramic, like a mini urn kind of thing. Like a little urn about that big with a stopper in the top.
I'll probably just pass that over my shoulder, guessing Torvald will look at it.
Okay, make an intuition roll. Plus 20.
No.
Okay. The scene in the room is kind of distracting you.
Does the room smell at all?
It actually smells of sort of lime and things that they've been trying to scrub the floor with, more than anything else. There's a...
Is the window open?
As you're sort of moving around, though, you have this faint, like the back of your throat. There's like a little earthy, meaty, cloyy aftertaste hidden under the kind of cleaning materials, crude stuff that they have in this, in this kind of world.
Okay. Is the window open? Is there a window?
There is a window. Yep.
Yeah.
There are actually 2 windows. They would be either side of where the bed would have been.
Yep, but they've
on the
moved
far
the
wall,
bed.
but they've moved the bed in front of one of the windows. So there's a window to that side, and that is open, and you can hear the street below and all that kind of stuff. And there's a bit of air coming in. It seems like they're trying to air it out a little bit.
Given that they've already had a go at the floor, I want to pull one of the rugs down and roll that out to see, because presumably that's a lost cause and they've just put it to one side.
Yep.
But it might show us something.
Okay. So you get that down and you roll it out. And as you roll it out, you hear a scream from downstairs. Right.
Okay.
So, cut back downstairs, and the 2 of you watch as Mathilde pulls out from inside the kind of panelling beneath where she sits, and you're kind of amazed. She pulls out a bomb, a big, kind of
Comedy bomb.
like,
Comedy, no.
not comedy, but like a bomb, like a metal bomb filled with gunpowder and a fuse and
Shrapnel and...
all that shrapnel in it and all that kind of thing. And it's not a well forged thing deliberately, and it's this rough kind of spheroid that she brings out and puts on the table, and she says, "I think you better get out of here," to the guys around the table. And you can see she's going to like light the fuse on the bomb.
Oh, it's time for a drop kick. Cool.
There's now a crowd of sort of 20. There's a scream from somewhere, like somewhere.
I'm not going to do it.
There's actually a guy, one of the serving boys, screams in shock at seeing this, and there's a bomb. And I shouldn't shout that too loud. Someone nearby the studio might get a bit worried. People start to sort of clamber up and get out of the way. Gunpowder weapons are nasty, cruel, dangerous things, and
you're a wizard.
clearly trying to light it.
Do wizardy stuff.
Okay.
I'll start to try and
so
push my way
she's
there.
got something in her hand she's trying to light with a tinderbox or something.
She's got flint and steel in her.
She's got flint and steel. Cool.
Well, that's not going to work.
Okay, I want
You know
to...
what I mean?
It's Corvin's favourite. I want to cast drop on the item that she's holding in her hand.
Oh, so the thing she's trying to
The
light it
flint and
with.
steel.
The flint and steel.
Yeah, okay. Okay, right.
I'm just going to go for that one.
I miscast
They don't
summon a
have
greater
time.
demon.
I mean,
That will stop her.
That's the backup plan.
that would stop her.
That would stop her.
Yes.
Tinderbox
Yes.
doesn't have the same sound to it, does
No,
it?
it doesn't.
He is technically correct.
Casting value 1.
Come on. Greater demon.
Oh, God.
Oh! Fate point.
Fortune.
Fortune point.
Yeah, no, I'm going to do it this time because I want to cast the spell successfully.
Come on. Demon.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, 40.
Is that a critical?
No, it'd be 44 if it was.
Yeah, so I
keep it
passed with 2 successes,
Keep it on that
65.
page
so,
for
yeah,
me,
that's 2
please.
successes.
Yes. No problem.
Just so you know what a bomb does.
Cool. It was only casting number 1, so...
About to headbutt it.
One success. You... Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Challenge plus 0 dexterity.
Okay, here we go. I will
Minus
make-
10 for every 2 success levels, so I got 2 success levels.
Okay, so minus 10.
Do I have to subtract the casting number off that? No, it's just off the success levels. Isn't it?
Just off.
For every 2 success levels,
So for every plus 2 success levels.
that's beyond the cast what
Okay,
you
so
needed.
then just
Okay.
plus 0.
84 is a fail. So she like it drops down into the foot area.
Blinding flash of light.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and she like, ooh, so she gets the blinded condition.
Everyone gets blinded.
Yeah.
No, so targets the spell.
Target.
So as she goes to strike it, fire doesn't come out of it. A blinding light sears in her eyes,
She was not expecting that.
and she screams. Another scream sounds, and she drops it out of her hands, worrying that she's just exploded the bomb in her own face. And you can hear it. You hear it kind of faintly clatter to the floor, and she's like, blinded. Sergale's gonna charge across the room.
Well, I'm trying to push past the crowd.
Okay, you're gonna try and push past the.
Yeah, I'm trying to get past.
Okay, so we're gonna need a
Strength?
I think this will be a strength. Maybe in athletics. Is athletics?
That's a thing.
Is that
I'm not very
strength?
good at it, but it's definitely a thing.
Or
Yeah, athletics is a thing.
is it
Believe.
strength based?
No,
it's
it's
not. It's
agility.
agility based.
Okay.
suppose so.
I think it would be athletics though.
What
'cause
is
you're
the
dodging between.
minus? Do I get a minus for wearing full plate?
Only if you're encumbered. Yeah,
I'm not encumbered.
No, the
Okay,
main
cool.
penalties are to our perception.
So, hiya! Not a good roll.
77.
77.
That's a critical
that's
failure.
A botch.
I trip over.
You do trip over.
Nice.
Unless you want to.
Oh, yes. Fortune
unless
points.
you want to use a fortune point.
I will.
Okay.
More than 70.
What?
No,
Yeah.
14.
99.
Which is 3 degrees of success.
Okay. So, for a moment,
Your backflip.
you nearly trip over Corvin's robes. But as he casts his spell, he moves in such a manly, heroic way that his cloak moves out of the way and you step forward almost, that thing where you think you're going to trip but you don't. And then you sort of, out of the way, you start pushing people out of the way. And you're in a pub. These people aren't really armed and armoured. And you are a fully armoured knight wading through, now with purpose. You get to, it takes you a round
Yeah.
to get to the other side of the table from her.
Okay.
Which means you're probably as far away from her as you are from Roger right now.
Cool.
At the end of that round. But she's going to get a chance. With blinded, can someone look up the condition?
It's one blinded condition.
Yep, because she might get to make a roll each turn, or it may just rub off each turn. There's a race on to get to the blinded condition. This is why I need a GM screen. Well, they need to bring out the GM screen.
Isn't that a gem screen?
This is the second edition one.
Psychology.
I had started making my own using this all-purpose GM screen with nice pictures in it. However, the size of it and thickness of it means it acts as an acoustic rebounder.
Right, so you suffer a -10 penalty to all tests involving sight, and any opponent attacking you in close combat gets a bonus of +10. And one blinded condition is removed at the end of every other round.
Every other round. Okay, so she's still
So she
affected
can
by
do stuff, she's
blind-
just a -10 to all tests involving
So-
sight.
She is going to... what's she going to do? She's going to try and push the table over. No, she's going to grab the bomb
I was about to say.
and grab the bomb and try and fish down for the other things. She's going to try and snatch it all up. See if she can make a... Yes. So she grabs the bomb off the table and then her hands kind of dip down and you see she comes back up with her lighting gear. But that's her go, as it were. So you guys have done something. You guys are upstairs.
Sprinting for the door, pulling weapons.
At this point, we should roll initiative. So everyone can roll one die and add your initiative bonus.
Ooh. Is initiative the I or
Hold
the
on.
INT?
The eye.
Is it add your initiative bonus? Or your
It is
initiative?
now. That's what we did last time.
Cool,
And I like
alright.
that
15.
because that doesn't mean elves will
Always
just
go
win
first.
all the time. They've just got a good chance of winning.
Alright, which one of you is an elf?
If I have an elf,
5.
5,
5.
13.
11.
15.
What people's
15.
I
initiative
rolled a 10.
bonuses? Fucking hell.
Mine's 5.
I rolled a 10 as well.
We're right behind you.
Just gonna look at the laws of
well,
chivalry.
it's going to take you
To
guys a
be
couple of
on
rounds to get
See if I
down
can
there
actually hit her.
because you've got to go back down the corridor and down the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look
so-
at the laws of chivalry
Okay.
and see if I can actually strike this person.
Tried to bomb you.
Yeah, but
Morgan, that's your name.
she's
Sorry.
a woman. I'm a
I'll write
knight.
down all the names here.
Code of chivalry.
For Bretonnia, it's going to be different to that one.
Yeah, I'll just go about this one. It's easier.
Pretty sure that wasn't written with ladies holding bombs in
I
mind.
don't think any code of chivalry is written with
Yeah, bombs is kind of cheating.
Who out of you's got the higher agility?
Oh, it's got to be Sir Gow, surely.
35.
30.
Okay.
Come on.
Guessed wrong. And Corvin. Okay. So, both of you two make
Yeah.
perception rolls.
I get minus. Oh no, I'm not wearing my helmet, so I don't get minus 20.
Yeah.
Failed. Do you need number of degrees of failure?
Nope. Just pass, fail this one.
Fail.
Okay, cool. Right,
We explode.
Everything's fine.
so the round begins with Bagric. You run down the
I am
corridor.
literally just sprinting
Okay.
downstairs.
Torvald
pulling
and
weapons.
Morgan doing the same, or Morgan, you staying and checking
I'm going to
out?
continue my investigation.
Okay, Torvald, what are you doing? Because the three of you go before Matilde, so...
I will. I've got the thing that has just been handed to me.
Yes.
I will.
Pass it to Morgan.
As Morgan, I'm assuming standing in the door. As I will follow my brother, and as I pass, it will just get handed straight to Morgan,
Okay.
and I will follow him down the
I
stairs.
think you're both fairly competent hand-off people.
Especially with dwarven dexterity.
That's true. So I'll let you hand that off. You pass that over to Morgan. You actually go before Morgan, so that's handy. And you leave with Bagric.
Yeah.
Morgan, you're holding the rug, and you just kind of threw it out, and then there was the scream, and everyone started running. As you roll it out now, you can see that in it's a woven rug type thing. In the fibres of it, you can see both clumps of earth and bloody residue.
If you want to skip to the guys doing the combat and leave
Sure.
me upstairs, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Right, so it cuts to Matilde and her friend. So Matilde has got the bomb and the lighting stuff in her hand, and she lights the bomb.
Go.
Lights the bomb. And she is going to roll it across the table at you
Yeah.
and run. She can't do all of that in one turn, so she lights it, pushes it towards you, and starts to go to the side to
Let's
try
just
and get. Sure.
How is it? One of these comedy long things?
They're not comedy.
They're not
it's like,
comedy,
that's
but it's what they're based off
original
of.
bombs.
Yeah.
Old school bombs are like a.
I'm just imagining
sphere.
a long.
It's got a fuse coming out of it, a thick cannon fuse.
It's not going to be that long.
coming out of it. Yeah, it's not that long. This thing is
gonna
going to
be
go. That's why she's running.
About that, probably.
If that.
Yeah,
This is like emergency bomb.
yeah.
And she is running. This thing you think is going to go off in the next round.
Emergency bomb is not a thing that you should have.
No.
Well, if you're an engineer.
Yeah. Or a crazy person.
Which way is she running? Is she running past me?
As
There? Right.
she's going
She
to
runs
your right,
out,
her
and
left,
then Bagric comes
towards
down
the
the
door. No, she's going away from the staircase towards the door. Probably towards Corvin.
Saying I could draw my sword.
As this happens, you hear from behind you, Sir Gale.
Fucking hell.
Can I have the book? Sorry.
Black powder is interesting. It's got fancy rules.
Yes, it has got fancy rules.
I hope it can misfire.
So,
Well, you're about to find out.
I'm not where the conditions are. So.
where are we? We have a handgun.
So I jump on the grenade, everyone, and save the pub.
No, not handgun.
No, that was the death of Sir Gale.
Oh,
Pre-roll character.
Riverwoman.
No, sorry, not a handgun. I'm
River
getting confused.
woman.
It's a pistol. Handgun is like a thing like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rifle, yeah.
It's a pistol. So someone with a pistol on the other side of the room,
Sniper pistol.
firing at you.
Oh, can I dodge? Is that a thing I can do?
You failed your perception roll, didn't you?
You didn't see him coming.
So you didn't see it happening, so you can't dodge it.
Well, I'll be dead then. I've not got any wounds
As
left.
long as he doesn't shoot you in the head.
Oh, right.
How many wounds are you on?
None. No, 6.
Okay, that's slightly different than
That
that.
is a bit different.
Okay. Yeah, you might get hit. So no, roll a 34. So that's 3 success levels,
Ow.
and that's hit you in the 43.
I don't know what that is.
Probably torso.
Body.
Yeah, and that's done 3 success levels. That's done 11 points of damage.
So 5 plus 3 is 8, so I take...
I think in the right arm.
Oh, right
Oh,
arm.
right arm.
23 is the right arm.
No. Oh yes, you're right. Sorry, I'm going mad. Go for it.
43. Oh, and it's
Exactly the same. So,
Takes a round to reload.
got impact as well.
No, pistol. Just
so let me
pistol.
take away 8.
Reload one.
Yeah, but it's under the rules for bullet and powder.
Oh, okay. You've got impact.
Impact and penetrating.
They should have...
Penetrating ignores non-metal armor points.
Okay, so that doesn't count.
The
1 point of leather
It'll
you've
ignore
got.
1 point of leather.
So it does 1 more point of damage to you.
And it's got impact, which means on a successful hit, add the result of the unit's die in the attack roll to any damage caused by an impact weapon.
Unit die. So it does...
Ow!
So it does another 4 damage.
Oh, I'm dead.
No, you're just on crits.
Yeah, it's a critical.
I don't know what that is.
You'll receive a critical.
like
So you're on
that
0
book.
and you take a critical.
Additionally, that's not it. That's not over.
Okay.
So I'm a
John,
minus.
God, there's more.
John, you have to take a
Excellent.
plus 20 cool test.
I passed.
Then you're fine. Otherwise, you gain a broken condition because you've been shot at by a black powder weapon.
That's not good.
I think there are talents
Okay.
that let you ignore
So
that. but-
as you're about thinking, she's running past me, I'm going to draw my sword, your arm
Yeah, I think
hits you in the arm, and you
Let's me.
you fall forward.
Oh dear. So what's the critical stuff?
Oh yes, we need to do a critical.
Criticals I've marked because I had a feeling we might need them.
Is that where the thing is?
This is
Oh,
the
good man.
second
I've got
session
the
in a
use.
row.
Are you still doing your hit locations?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Nothing. Minor cut. Gain a bleeding condition as your
Oh.
upper arm is cut badly.
That's not good.
What does that do?
Bleeding's bad.
Every turn you'll have a 10% chance of dying until someone heals you.
I'm just going to throw myself on the bomb, I think.
So,
Oh, that's-
so Gail has been shot
Yeah,
by
that's not
someone
good.
at the other side of the room. She is running past you. On the table in front of Sir Gail is a bomb.
How much I can do, really?
Right.
Well, Corvin, you have possible actions you could do.
Oh,
You could move over and throw the bomb.
I thought I'd go first.
You do, but are you not unconscious?
No.
No? Oh,
No, he's
if
only
you get
bleeding.
critical. Yes, good point.
So I
You're bleeding.
jump
So
on
what
the
are you
bomb.
gonna
No.
I jump on the bomb.
bleeding already.
Well, I'll try and put
Bring
the bomb
on the bomb.
out. Where is it to put the bomb out?
Oh, it would be, from your warfare knowledge, it would probably be easier for you to throw the bomb very far away than for you to successfully extinguish something that is probably...
I counter that with I'm a Bretonian and not familiar with black powder weapons.
You're throwing something.
Just saying.
You think
I
it could
don't
be a
know.
birthday cake?
I think
You don't
I
know
can
what
put it out.
is.
You're going to try and put it out. How
What would I have to roll to put it out?
Well, no, how are you trying to put it out? It's
yeah,
probably
what
just
are you-
Pull the pin out.
The
Pull
fuse.
the-
As
pull the
you
fuse.
look down at the bomb, you realise there are 7 glasses of alcohol sitting on the table. Some of them might be beer. Some of them might be flammable.
Spirits.
You're not sure. Oh, you can make
What would
a-
I have to
what-
roll to just pull the
That would be
light out?
a difficult strength roll because that would be clamped. That would be like clamped.
Or
in
just
inside.
put my gauntlet around the sparky bit.
I'm not sure how good that. I don't have much personal experience with munitions. I think you'd probably be safer
Pour one of the beers.
pouring a beer over it.
Or do you have a knife on you?
No.
But remember, it's going to go off next round, not this round.
No is the answer. I don't.
Okay.
Like cut it.
Full cut.
Yeah.
Torvald comes down the stairs.
I'll throw the bomb towards the staircase. I don't know.
I mean, he's just been
Comes down the
shot.
corner and
This is a big room. Everyone's running out of it. Actually, the staircase is the one place where there are no people. Yeah.
I would.
There's
Is
a
there
guy standing with a pistol who shot at you.
throw it at him.
Yeah. And he looks like he's pulling something else out from his belt. There's a few people running past him, but he looks like he'll be in the clear soon. Mathilde is running past Corvin, and there's lots of people going past Corvin. So he's like going like that. You could throw it at the staircase, or you could throw it at the.
Honor dictates I jump on the bomb, to be honest.
That's suicide. That's not.
I'm
honor.
just trying to think.
No, that is pretty silly.
You could throw it at the staircase legitimately, and it would not hurt anyone. It would damage the staircase.
We
Yeah,
want-
but like a dwarf in plate mail is not going to give a shit about jumping down 5 flights
Could I
of
flip
stairs.
the table? And then
You could flip the
then
table.
the table would be between me and the bomb. And protect the rest of the
And
table.
all
wooden
of the
table.
spirits,
Is
and
this-
then flames, and then table.
Is this movie logic or is this?
No, this is
This
John's
is
logic.
actually, we're role-playing, aren't we? This is movie logic, isn't it? You know,
Because tables just turn into splinters and
Or
that's
is
soft
there-
tissue damage.
I know, I can't throw it out the window because it might hit someone.
might hit someone. Some days you just
Well,
can't get
I
rid of a bomb.
To be
How
fair,
close
John,
are we
just
to the
make
river,
a call,
though?
because your Bretonian wouldn't have time to think about this. Just make...
Because if we're at the Docker's Arms, how close
yeah,
are
what
we
are you
to the
gonna do?
river?
I'm just going to pull the thing out.
You're going to pull the thing out. Okay, right, so this is a strength
Yeah.
minus 10 difficulty roll. Now, what you could do is you could spend a point of resilience
Yeah,
to
pick a number.
choose the number that you roll.
But you can do that after you roll, so he
Can
could
you?
roll, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it a permanent loss?
That's
It
a
is,
permanent
yeah.
loss. Well, that would mean you don't die.
so there's a bomb
No,
going
yeah,
off.
no,
You
we
can
but
spend a
those
fate
that go-
point. You can spend
Yeah,
a fate
but it's if he can roll and then decide.
Sure.
That says it in the thing.
Well, 56. I failed by 6. Like, literally 6.
You could fortune it.
Good fortune point it. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to go off this round.
Okay.
So you could just try a fortune point.
I
And
will.
then if you don't do it,
I believe.
you've got the option to chuck it out the window.
I failed even worse.
But not a critical failure. Because then you might
It's
push
not
it in.
doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're like, oh, and clearly there's some kind of like clamping. It's built in a way that it's not easy to just pull the fuse out. So you're like, you've never seen a bomb before, really.
No?
You're not used to black
No,
powder
I'm used to
weapons.
black powder weapons.
Corvin, it's your go. Sir Gael is struggling with a bomb,
Yeah.
and there's a man. The we'll call him the assassin
So they go
for
the
no
gun.
reason.
Yeah.
The guy, the gun. You're looking at Sir Gael here. Matilda's running past you, and over there is the guy with the gun shooting.
And he doesn't look like he's running.
He doesn't look like he's running. He looks like he's pulling something else out of his pocket
Okay.
or off his belt. But there's people around, like moving past him,
Yeah.
so you can't see what it is.
Jeez. Really puts me in some tough situations.
Wasn't me. I didn't know this.
Fireball! the bomb goes off.
Magic's not quick. This is,
It is
this is
not,
why I
no.
make people drop things.
That's true. Magic is not quick.
No.
It is not.
Make me drop the bomb.
It is if you got warpstone, because then you double all your success levels. That's why you use warpstone.
No, you
Nasty,
don't.
nasty stuff.
And Roger rage quits. Okay, well, what are you doing?
You could jump out the window.
There's people all crowding around me, aren't there?
But they're thinning out. It's they're getting out. People when there's a bomb,
They're
they
running
run
for the
pretty
door.
quick. So they're all running out for the door. So by next round,
If Mathilde's coming towards me, then I'm going to go around and smack her with my quarterstaff. Or my stuff.
okay, go for
As
it.
she's going past, because she's right there.
Yes. Now,
Try and keep her in the room.
is she? She's aware
Is
of
she
you
close
because you
enough for
cast magic on her, didn't you?
Yes.
She is close enough for that. If you critically fail, you might crack a passerby in the face.
I'm good with that. This is in the name of the Empire. Like,
Yeah.
People can suffer a broken nose.
So
There's a
she's
bomb.
going to attempt to dodge you,
Yeah.
but to be fair, oh no, you'll have a. I was going to say it's minus 10 each, but let's not worry about that because it kind of balances out really.
No, I don't
Because
want
it's going to be you're having to hit her through people and
but
she's
she
going to have to
can
dodge
dodge
out of the way.
because
I wasn't
very
going to
well,
try and go for a trip, but
Sure.
yeah.
Ooh.
No.
I failed. 78. That's.
56. Okay, so I only failed by one
I failed
success.
by 3 success levels.
I failed by 1.
Okay, so you win by 2. So you hit her. Where do you hit her? Reverse your.
65.
Oh!
Body?
Right in the body.
That is in the body. Yep.
Okay, well, she's not wearing any armour. How much damage do you do?
Some.
2
Where's damage?
plus your strength bonus plus whatever a staff
What's your
does.
weapon?
I've got it written down somewhere, sure.
Turn over.
Quarterstaff?
Yeah.
Weapon, sorry. It's been 2 weeks.
Plus strength bonus plus 4
So
Okay.
with defensive and pummel.
Yeah, I just wrote down my strength bonus.
pummel means if you hit her in the head, you can stun
Yeah,
her.
so strength bonus 2, 2 plus 4, 6.
Does someone else have that?
And plus your successes, 8. So you whack her in the
In the body.
body. So ooh, you like crack her in the ribs, and she like spins. She's still trying to move in that direction.
And you
though.
gain advantage.
You're going nowhere.
You gain advantage.
Fighting talk.
Oh.
Next.
Next, we go back round to the beginning. Bagric, you're coming down the stairs.
Just sprinting. Yeah,
Okay,
he's
you
flat out running.
So you get to the bottom of the stairs, and you can now see this I'm going to allow you an action. You get to the bottom of the stairs, and you can see Sigel standing in front of you, wrestling with a bomb.
Should I take a perception so I can see how much I take in at a glance?
Make a perception roll.
60. I pass
Okay.
by a success level. No,
Okay.
no success levels,
That's
but
cool.
I pass.
If you
Bag
get
Rick
helmet
is right.
on.
No, I'm only in the cash chain, remember?
Oh, yes. Oh, my opportunity to kill Bagric.
Business cash bag.
So,
Pops his collar up.
as you get down to the bottom of the stairs, you see that Corvin striking a woman, which is the woman you...
Don't say it like that.
Striking a woman!
Just a random woman. No. The Mathilde, the woman that you were looking at.
the woman we were looking
she's
at.
trying
that
to
I
run out of the
spotted,
room,
yeah.
and he's cracked her in it. They're quite
Oh,
far
yeah,
away
yeah.
from you. Between you and them is Sir Gale holding a bomb, and he's bleeding out of his arm quite badly.
So a hole in my plate mail.
And to your right, as like shuffling out the last couple of people, there's a guy pulling out another pistol.
Okay, so when you say I have an action, am I allowed to charge him?
No, because you've moved.
Okay.
So you can't move anymore, but you can do something like throw something or
Is
Throw your axe.
is there like any like detritus? You know,
there's like chairs
bar
and
stools
things. You
and
can
things?
grab a bar stool and chuck it at him if you
Basically,
want.
slinging my axe into my shield hand, just grab the nearest bar stool and huck it at the guy holding the gun.
Okay, cool. Right, he will attempt to dodge.
Or unless there's something big and heavy, I don't know.
Well, who's
like
behind
a barrel
you?
or something you could like chuck
That's a
back.
bit harder to do that with one
Who's
hand,
behind you
so-
on the stairs? Just
Old Torvald.
Then Torvald's action is chop. Okay, right, hang on.
22.
Oh,
Bar stool.
86.
22 is a crit.
It is
sure
a
it wasn't
crit.
a coconut?
With an
It should have been a...
improvised
Oh, but it's a shame there wasn't a coconut.
weapon. There's a coconut.
I have no idea what damage a bar stool does.
It's an improvised weapon, so it just counts as improvised
A
weapon.
thrown
Something
improvised
bashing.
weapon.
It's like strength bonus +2 or something. It's not a lot.
That sounds fair.
Oh no, this is the old rules. Have a look.
What do you want? Improvised weapon?
Yeah.
Strength bonus +1 undamaging.
Okay. Undamaging.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
So that means armour's
Doubled.
gets more, I think.
Is he wearing
I hit him in the head. I rolled a 2 for location.
Okay, cool.
Bar stool to the face.
Yeah. Poof. He's like turns around too late. He's like, whoa. Right, and you do.
What were you saying about broken noses?
Hold on. So I 22. What the hell's thrown?
I failed by 2 success levels.
I'm assuming I don't have thrown, so it'd be flat on my ballistic skill, I
Yeah.
guess. So a success level
Okay. Plus your strength
plus
bonus.
my strength bonus is 5.
So that's 6.
6
Plus
plus
one.
1.
+1.
7 to the face.
You do 7 points of damage to the guy. You crack him across the face. His nose splatters across his blood. He's got like a leather thing on, but it's like a massive blow to the face, and he's like, "Whoa, you fucking dwarf!"
And an 83 for the crit
Okay, cool.
with the bars.
To the head.
improvised weapons.
Here we go. Smashed mouth. It's not going to be shouting at me much. With a sickening crunch, your mouth is his mouth is suddenly filled with broken teeth and blood. He gains
There
2
you go.
bleeding conditions
So-
and loses D3 teeth. Sorry,
D3 teeth. Okay, well
D10. Sorry,
as you
he loses
hit him on the nose.
5 teeth.
Okay, so as you hit him on the nose, you take out the front 5 teeth and they're in his mouth, and as he shouts, "Fucking dwarf!" like blood sprays out, and he's like, "Oh!" The teeth come out and everything. But he's gonna shoot you.
It's alright. I'm holding a shield.
It's called Torvald's go.
Can
Can I shout something while I'm doing that?
You can shout. I'm sure you went.
Throw the bomb, manling!
I throw the bomb at him. I assume he's going to disarm it.
He's gonna whack it with a shield. Boom!
If we all die that way, that was worth it.
Sorry, my Reichspiel isn't that good. What did you say?
Season 4 of Flint Steel will be Alvin investigating the death of the party, finding Morgan just going. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So, Torvald, what are you doing?
I'm assuming that I won't be able to get to the same point. Can I get far enough down the stairs to be able to see into the
You can see into the room behind. You're behind Bagric. You can see into the room, but you can't see that guy. You can see basically Bagric, Sir Gale, Corvin, and Matilde. They're like in a corridor because you're in a corridor yourself. But Bagric seems to be like looking at, shouting at over there.
Well, you probably would have seen me like
catch the
hurl a
end of the
bottle
thing,
and crunch and whatever it was rude about dwarves.
Yeah.
Crossbow out and ready.
Okay,
Because-
so you're like load. Okay, cool.
I was willing to ignore screams, but gunshots and shouting about bombs might bring me downstairs.
Okay, so you're going to come.
I shall come downstairs.
You sure it's not going to make you go outside?
Well,
Jump out the window.
Out
Yeah,
the
I'll just go.
window.
Okay, so you run to the top of the stairs. You're running out of the room and...
yeah, I'll come downstairs.
Okay. Right, then it's Matilde and the other guy.
Striding purposefully.
So he is going to take a shot at...
Oh, you take a wound.
Oh, I'm on -3.
Because at the end of the round, he should have taken one from
Okay.
bleeding.
When does someone die?
I don't know.
We should have a look at
Wait till I come downstairs, come
Yeah.
on.
Okay. So, Matilde. She is going to run. So she's running out of the door, following the people.
Does Corbin get to smack her? She tries.
What do you think this is, D&D?
Well, an attack of opportunity, I think you get them in this, don't you?
She
you.
disengages in a run away
That was
from...
all people.
That's a test. You
Is
can
it?
either spend advantage or I think you have to test, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think that came up against a familiar.
But she's going to run away. You can try and hit her. I'll give you that. Go for it.
Okay. Or catch the bomb.
That's like a reaction thing. So does my advantage automatically get applied into this?
Yes, so you get
Yeah.
plus 10.
Okay, cool. So 50, so... No, failed. Yeah.
Okay. So you swing at her, but she
Use
like
that now.
running out, tucking low.
Yeah.
She runs out the door. The other guy turns and, stepping swiftly to the side to try and get near a door, he shoots.
It's an opposed dodge/melee test. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
we
Right.
just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So the guy's going to shoot at you, Bagric.
Okie dokie. I'm going to very much defend with my shield. I'm not quite sure how that works.
Yeah, it's ranged.
It's alright, it's
Range
already got
versus
claw marks in
shield.
Doesn't
it.
it
It's
just
got a
give
bullet
you
hole
an
in it as
extra
well.
armour on you?
It gives me extra armour, but I
And
think
it has
you
the
can-
defence and shield 2.
Yeah.
Don't know what that means, but it's in my book.
Range combat 160.
There you go.
Please hold.
Torvald book of page numbers. Very handy. You pass me that book for a second.
This is
It's my
this,
grimoire.
So I oppose with my melee skill, which you can't do unless you have a shield which is large enough, and I'm assuming my big kind of round dwarven shield is suitable.
Yeah.
Or if they're...
No.
Covers all of you except your head.
So
Or,
I'm
you know, the
using
bullet
melee.
might go through one of those claw marks. That would be really
Oh,
awful.
I'll have a look at death and dying.
Oh,
Okay.
That's...
So
optimism.
I got 5 success levels.
I got 7. I rolled a 3.
Cool. Right. So there's a bang as it bounces off Bagric's shield.
173.
You get advantage.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the boss
Oh,
is for.
Oh, technically then I get more, because I had one from before. I forgot the storm.
Yes. He is moving towards the door. Sir Gale.
I immediately die.
You immediately die.
If you have, what's critical wounds?
Well, that's something... You're on crits at the moment.
You're negative.
Yep. So if you hit your toughness bonus, you succumb to your wounds and die.
Okay. Do you want to use a fate point?
I'm now dead.
Would you like to use a fate point?
Does that stop it?
Yes.
Yeah, fate point, that's exactly
it's
what
like
they're
Death
for.
Watch, John.
Oh, this happens again. I'm just saying. If you have the conscious condition, anyone attacking you...
Fate basically takes you out of the. You'll basically be taken out of the scene until you're.
Oh, this is the second time this has happened at the beginning of a session.
Oh, you did it in
Yeah,
Dark
this happened in
Heresy.
Dark Heresy.
Oh, now I sit here for the rest of the day. Instead of dying, your character is knocked out and left for dead.
If only someone could do something about that.
Yeah. I will spend a fate point then and not die.
Okay. Spend a fate point.
I am holding the bomb though. And so
Well,
I
you
fall
kind of-
unconscious with the bomb.
Yeah.
It'll probably
But
roll.
rigor mortis hasn't set in, so they can quite easily take it out of your hands.
Well, it explodes this round. This is the round it explodes.
At the end of the round.
Oh, who's got left to action?
Corvin.
No pressure.
And it's close enough to Bagric, Torvald, and Sir Gale to hurt all of them. Because it's a blast.
So it's close enough to.
Well, I think
You
it'll
can move
probably
over,
evaporate.
pick it up, and throw it if you want.
Get out of jail free. Jump out the window.
Throw it at the door that she's running to.
No, there's loads of civilians.
I can't cast it
And
on.
you could-
I have a push spell. I can actually blast everyone away.
Not me, I'm on
Oh.
the floor.
You're still in an enclosed space.
Yeah,
so it
that's
might
what
be
I was
quite
thinking,
difficult.
but yeah, it's going to take too long to cast. Okay, I'm going to have to try and run over and throw it. I didn't know whether to go up and try to, like,
Is there a window?
happy kill
cricket.
more, like, golf swing it
You
away.
could spend a point of resilience to pick the number that you roll
To
to
throw.
Happy Gilmore, stick it out the window.
Yeah, I'm going to do that with the
Are
staff.
there many more people around that's still there? Like,
They're running. So where Matilda's running is where most of the people are running out.
Yeah.
There is the back door onto the
Okay,
alleyway
towards the
to the
river?
to the
Oh,
office.
his office.
So where Matilda's running is towards the river.
Yeah.
The other door behind the bar, which you could
This isn't a very
you
good
could get it out of from here.
Oh, God, I hope little Willie's not
Is
out there.
the
I'm
office.
going to hit it out of the office.
Okay.
no, I think he was probably upstairs.
Yeah, he won't be there. He's behind the bar. He'll be fine. Yeah, okay, so so I spend a resilience.
Yep.
You can roll first.
You could roll
remember.
first, and
Okay.
if you don't do it, yeah.
what do I need to Happy Gilmore the bomb?
Oh, well, this
I'm
is
trying
Go
to
with the
rub
orange
through the
exploded
plastic
dice.
folder.
Let's go with orange
I
dice.
couldn't work out why I wasn't working.
Okay, sorry, John. That was funny. Oh.
23.
So sorry, I forgot to say it's a -10 to your weapon skill
Oh.
for you to hit. To your
still
melee.
good.
To your melee.
We're
I
still
just
good.
did it!
You did it. Okay, right.
36 weapons
So you went over and you're like 4. Yeah.
Corvin invents golf.
Yeah. And the bomb flies towards the back of the building, towards the alleyway.
Past our heads.
Yep, past you, and it lands near the back door. And then sort of rolls out down a few steps, and then there's a and there's now a hole in the side of the building. There's like a deafening sound. Everyone make. I'm sure everyone has to make like an endurance roll with blast weapon
Let me see if I can quickly find that.
to like not be stunned. I think that's like a stunned thing.
57, so it might get me. I mean, either way, if it's toughness or endurance. Yeah, I failed.
So am I there or am
No,
I
you're
about
at the
to
top of the
walk
stairs, and
to
a big
find
like
all the-
whoosh of like
air.
air and a few bits of crap.
Okay, so as I stand up.
Yeah. And your cloak and your hat are like billowed.
Blast.
Like, seriously, I
Dangerous
leave you
impact.
unsupervised for 2 minutes.
I love
2
that.
minutes.
Blast, dangerous, impact. Take it. There's a hole in the wall.
What?
There's that far off ringing noise. And you're like, oh, and there's like smoke and dust. Yeah. There's smoke and dust. Even if there's not a rule for it, that you're in a closed space
Yeah.
and a bomb's gone off. So you are kind of like, oh, yeah. So if I make just an endurance roll, straight endurance roll, to see if you are momentarily
Oh, I lose a 14 points. Well.
stunned. Yeah.
Pass with a success level.
Okay.
Nice.
I do not pass,
Okay, you're like,
I passed with 2 successes.
but no one notices.
no one sees that.
Nobody's
Sir
all
Gale
right.
is collapsed on the floor. He looks grievously wounded.
yeah.
Bagric,
What happened to the bomb?
Torvald, you two are not. You two aren't stunned by
I
it.
suppose we're probably more used to these things.
Yeah, explosions and mining and all that kind of stuff has made you used to that kind of stuff. There's now a big hole in the wall.
If I was dead or
The
not.
assassin guy has been like propelled onto the floor. He failed his endurance roll, so he's like getting up, going.
What about Matilda?
The crowd have run out of, and Matilda's gone with them out into the streets, and now you actually can't see her because they've gone out and turned and run, and they're running away. And a bomb going off has just made that exacerbate that, so they are running faster.
Okay, so the assassin takes 2 wounds.
He takes 2 wounds. Okay. Yes.
So did I take damage? Should I failed my endurance test? Was that?
No,
Not
you're,
damage, just
you're
stunned.
stunned condition for a round. It's
Okay.
nothing serious. So you get 84. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, you can see, you two can kind of respond because everyone else is kind of stunned.
Okay.
Well,
See if you can find the girl. And I'm just gonna run to the assassin and try and knock him out.
Okay. Okay.
His head just...
Well, flat of the axe
Disintegrates.
using strike to stun.
Go for it.
Using non-lethal damage or whatever the terminology it says in the book.
He loses the rest of his teeth.
I rolled an 8 to hit him.
He's not dodging you, so he's like
7 successes.
looks up at you.
Oh,
and like, all his
sorry.
teeth gone and his nose broken.
Do
and
I
he's
count
like,
as charging?
No.
Alright, so 9 success levels.
Okay. He's unconscious. He falls backwards. I think you do knock one of his other teeth out. So it's 6. So it's symmetrical. Which is
that's
nice
very thoughtful of you,
very
yeah.
thoughtful of you. Easier to
Evening it out.
Yeah. So he's collapsed on the floor. And are you going to see?
I will run to the door,
Yep.
and as I run, I will shout, Morgan, get the knight.
Okay. As you run to the door, you can see various things going on. So there's boat people moving to their boats. Some people even untying and sort of moving around. To your left, you can see a crowd of people. Make a perception roll, -30.
Ouch.
I'm glad I've got some bonuses in this. I can't actually see what that one is. No.
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 Okay. You can't see her. There's just a mass of people running away. To your right, you can see a unit of Altdorf halberdiers and a sergeant quite far away.
Yeah.
Like just coming over a bridge, but
Heading this way.
heading this way.
Let's fight them.
And they're like seem to be not like
They're not rushing,
but
but they're
jogging.
getting.
They're jogging. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, we better go and check this out. And there's people on the other side, even on the other side of the river. The Tuffel's quite big, you know. Like you can see like a crowd, like a line of people on the other side, sort of staring across. Because as you look aside, you can see now that the exterior of the building is on fire, you know.
Yeah.
And there's smoke, and there was a big bang. And it's drawn attention, cleared this area, drawn attention in the nearby area.
Yeah. Fair enough. I'll shout back into the building. Well, we've got a choice. We either leave now and fast, or we have to explain ourselves to some soldiers who may not take well to this.
What?
The noise is starting to diminish.
Okay.
But I sense Corvin would do that joke anyway right now, just to like
Repeatedly.
levity. The two of you are both quite concerned. Sir Gale is unmoving on the floor. As you get closer, you can tell his armour is getting in the way of you being able to tell that he is breathing, but very faint. And he's taken serious wounds, you know, and you think,
And there's blood coming out.
surprised he's still alive. There was blood coming out, and he's sort of starting to grow pale.
Yeah, so
okay.
I got to start channeling magic.
Okay.
So cast
To
a
finish me
wind
off, yeah?
Is Little Willy around?
There doesn't seem to
As
be
it does seem-
everyone's.
We are the only ones left standing in this building.
It's going to take me a little while to channel. So I
What's the
will-
casting?
9.
9. Ooh.
Yes, 9 what?
9 success
9
levels.
no, so I need
So
9
he has to
success
start
levels.
channeling for a
So I
while.
have to start channeling magic.
So each round.
Okay, well, in the meantime, I'm just gonna swoop down and check him over and blessing of tenacity.
Yep.
Or is he still bleeding?
Yes.
Yes.
Then yeah, that.
Okay, so that remove a condition.
Yep.
Boom.
I'm no longer bleeding.
There you go.
I'm going to do my first round.
I can't die
roll.
now, can I? Because I'm space for it.
Pray.
Yes.
Only into.
Uh,
It's a blessing.
failed, so that's
Yes, it's a
success
blessing, it's
bonus,
not-
but not a critical fail, luckily.
So you summoned a Great Demon Z?
No, I've channeled 0 basically.
Okay, so 0 channeling, you start doing your stuff. That's a round. Sorry,
Okay.
Morgan, what are you doing?
Gyrating.
Roll him over and
Is it a prayer? You're doing the prayer
it's a
first, or
blessing,
is
so
it
it's
a
an
blessing?
instant. But yeah,
But
I
it
do
is a
have
pray
to
roll.
roll for
Yep.
that first.
Yep.
And that roll was not great.
Fortune point?
Yeah. When do they reset?
Every session.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh! You might want to use another one.
That's
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can. You can use as many as you need to. You can even now, if you wanted to, use a resilience point, but that's a permanent thing. You can use a resolve point. Oh no, that's...
I'm dead.
Conveniently,
You're
my
not
thing
dead.
is already marked at 1 from like last time, so
Okay,
I'll just...
go for it.
This is not going well. I should use the warp stone dice.
You should do.
Yeah.
Oh, use the warp stone
There
as
you
well.
go. Here's the warp
No,
stone.
I don't have any
Maybe
warp
try a heal roll on him.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, do your... So, how many rolls
is
did you
fun.
make?
I'm going to use the warp stone dice.
Right, Leon, make another roll.
Because
The
the black
Altdorf
ones
troops
don't
again.
like
Hey, you
Closer.
did it!
6 seconds.
36.
They've come
3
over
success levels.
a
What does that
bridge off a little
I just got 3 success
tributary.
levels. I have to get to 9
kind of
success
canal.
levels, and then I get to cast the spell.
quite
Oh,
far
wow,
away.
that's a long spell.
Yeah, so I'm at 3 success levels.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I can't see what they say. What do they say, Sam?
That's the point of
That is
Oh, I see.
9 success levels.
17
Okay, cool.
on
On your heal
a
roll.
heal check.
Oh.
So,
Is this healing or praying?
well, we gave up on the praying.
Okay.
Momentarily.
Yeah, I didn't say that out loud, obviously.
Lawrence, the
yeah,
Lore
so
Master,
40,
is checking the rules for us right now.
41 versus 17.
3 success levels.
That is a heal
I think
check.
it's probably your intelligence modifier plus your success levels.
Is that
I seem to remember
how many
that
health
from...
I get? That'd be nice.
That's how many wounds you get back.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I'm instantly fine.
plus 3.
But you're still bleeding.
Oh no, I'm not fine.
What?
Because 3 just puts me on 0. So I'm
No,
unconscious. still.
it's the amount of the things, which was 3,
Yeah.
Heal.
plus my imp
Oh,
bonus,
right.
which is 3, so 6.
6.
Heal
I'm back
wounds
to where I was.
equal to your intelligence bonus plus the SL.
Yep.
Note: a patient can only benefit from 1 heal roll after each encounter.
There you go.
Okay, so that gives you that.
So you're up to 3.
Right, let's go kill some undead.
So you're conscious.
Did we win? I say to the
You know what?
spirit of
We're gonna
war
put-
above me.
Go for it.
We're going to put these in here because they're misbehaving.
Oh, is that a 9 or a 6?
6.
6.
Yeah, 1.
So how many have you got?
4.
You're up to 4 success levels. So you've brought the casting number down to 5.
Yes.
So you can channel and then go, ooh, I'm going to gamble on a roll now, can't you? Or do you have to channel all the way down to 0?
No, I have to. Once I've got enough success levels, I then can cast it the next turn as though it has a casting number of 0.
Okay.
So I can still
right.
then fail.
Cool. I was wondering if you could, like, half channel, half cast.
No, once you've declared channeling, you then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think
You
unless
right
you
there,
get
Roger?
a crit.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? The wizard is doing some magic. It seems to be taking a while.
So.
But it's very sparkly.
It's very sparkly. There's like
And there's
dancing
also
lights.
singing with it.
Sir Gale's armour starts to be sort of glowing. The wound around his arm is
distracting
like
me.
lighting. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Hagrid, after knocking the guy out, he's just going to look up at Torvald and go, "Think this bastard's going to bleed out."
He is
And
bleeding.
I
thought
I can't
Oh,
stop.
hang on, he's bleeding, isn't he?
Yeah, he's taken
Okay.
2 wounds
Hang
a
on.
round,
Hang on, I need to roll 3 times then.
Oh, okay.
and he loses 2 wounds each time.
No. He dies.
Okay, well, I'm just going to start taking his.
Who, me?
I'm going to take his.
No,
spend-
the
no,
other
no,
guy.
no, the guy-
Oh,
the
I
guy
just
who
scrubbed out my runes.
died by actually getting hit in the face by a stool.
Am I still bleeding? I thought they fixed it.
You can spend a point of resolve, which is
You're not
temporary.
bleeding.
No, you're not bleeding.
No, I didn't think
That
I
got
was.
rid of, yeah.
I'm going
fixed you.
to search him
That was
because they're
confusing.
busy doing stuff.
You're going to search him.
I thought,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay,
I'm dead again.
so I'm trying to find
He
clues as to
has
who the hell
2
he is.
pistols,
It's been an eventful
I'm
day.
sorry.
one of which is actually on the floor.
I was
there.
shot
just gonna
today.
chuck
He's got a bag of shot, powder, horn. He has got a sword on his belt. He is wearing. He's actually quite a thin, gaunt man, and underneath his what looks like his regular clothing, there's actually like a tight chainmail suit, personalised to fit him with special buckles and things. Clearly, someone who's paid to do this kind of job. He's got a lot of scars on his body. Just as you're like checking him out, you can see he's got like cuts and wounds and things. There's a bit of one of his fingers is missing, and you know, you weren't the first person to knock some of his teeth out.
Is it this one?
And that's generally.
So
he hasn't got
nothing identifiable, no tattoos.
He's a professional. He's got nothing identifiable on him.
Okay. Well,
That's the thing about him. You can tell this guy is like.
I'm taking the pistols and putting them in the sack, but
Sure.
the rest I'm just going to leave.
I assume the ammo and powder for the pistols.
Yeah, the pistol and paraphernalia.
Okay.
I'm going to go over to the front door and.
Oh, you're going to bar it. So.
There's a
Because-
hole in the back.
Yeah, but they're coming to the front,
Yeah.
and we might need time to leg it.
That's true. That is true.
Is Sergeo stable?
I'm outside.
I'm assuming you've come back in.
No, I'm still outside.
Then I'm not barring the door.
Just
You
the
can,
Torvald
because
gets to the
Torvald knows there's a hole in the back, so
Oh,
You might want to get inside, Torvald.
he says,
It's
shut
fine.
the door.
I'm going to start walking towards the soldiery quite fast.
Okay, cool. Right.
I can walk back
Roll.
over and
Yeah.
look at the others.
Ooh.
Hey.
4 success levels.
Yay.
No, it's not enough.
He's okay. How many you've got now?
I'm at 8.
You're at 8, so there's one left to do. Okay. Okay, so you guys you're barring and searching. You're helping.
No,
and
I'm not
supporting.
barring if Torvald's outside.
You're not barring. Okay, but you're going towards the soldiers.
Fast trot.
So you're sort of that little dwarven trot.
Yeah.
And there's
Very
no one
dangerous
else on this
short
part of
distances.
the the dock, you know, the
So you're
embankment
very
type
obvious.
thing. And you are right there in front of them.
Yep.
And the sergeant's going, "Out of the way, dwarf! Out of the way! Out of the way!" Like this. And you clearly don't seem to be getting out of the way.
No, I'm
But
actually.
it's a wide area, so they can
They can go round.
go round you.
Yeah, no. As I get close enough to them, I'm basically gonna slow down and then turn around and start running with the sergeant next to him.
Okay. He's very confused, and for a moment they actually all really slow down, and he's like, "What's going on here, dwarf?"
Master Sergeant, I am glad that you have arrived.
Arrived at what? What's going on here? We had a loud explosion and a puff of smoke. What is going on?
Some madman seems to have attempted to destroy the tavern.
What?
He had some.
Not the Docker's arms.
Yes, an explosive device thrown into the middle of the tap room.
What kind of fool or madman would do such a thing?
I don't know, but he was shouting things to do with down with Altdorf and
What?
similar. Yes, it was.
Okay, make a charm.
Make up bullshit, bro.
Yeah, make a bullshit.
Just looking up at him with his big dwarven eyes.
Big round dwarf eyes.
Gossip?
No, gossip's like extracting information from people. But I will give you.
Rivalry.
No. I'm going to give you a +20 because this is a really bizarre situation for him, and he's like, "What is going on?" And you're giving him
I'm giving him.
Plausible,
a
yeah.
plausible scenario, and he's like,
And this is a dwarf telling it to him as
"Yeah."
well.
And dwarves are generally fairly honest and blunt. And you said someone's dissing Altdorf, and the current political environment
I'm glad
is
to go
such
tonight,
that
because I'm not allowed to lie.
I rolled, and you can come and check it. I rolled an 88.
Critical fail.
Critical
So
fail.
he believes you.
It was actually a small weasel called Jeffrey.
Which way did he go?
He must have been unused to the weapon. He got caught in the blast himself.
Ah, fool. So then, surely we just need to secure the area, and everything should be fine.
We hope so.
Where's the proprietor?
We don't know. My comrades and I managed to clear as much of the building as possible. We didn't see him, but we managed to reduce the amount of damage as much as possible.
Well done. We shall come along and assist where we can. He says, "You two, head over there. Keep that street clear. You two, head down the front. Make sure none of those onlookers
Rabble.
get interested." Right, the rest of us, let's move up, and you can kind of they start to move up with you.
2 successes. I
Hey!
can cast it next round as a casting
Okay,
number of 0.
it's going to take them a few rounds to get there, so
Okay.
feel free to cast. Casting number of
Come
0.
on, if it fails now.
Mutants. Demons.
I will
99.
Just in case it
99.
dispels and nothing happens. I passed.
Yay!
So I cast a spell. He
And what does it
heals
do?
5 wounds. It's my...
That was worse than the heal roll.
Yeah, so it's my
Yeah, but he can do it.
intelligence
Yeah, I know.
bonus and my willpower bonus, and which comes to 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, can I do
How
that?
does your...
Is it
What's
not
your
plus
intelligence?
success levels?
Oh, no intelligence. IB, is that intelligence? I is initiative, right? Oh, intelligence bonus. It's got to be
Yeah, it's
intelligence.
It
Well,
will be
that's
So
that's
it's 5.
5 add 3 then.
Oh, yeah.
8.
Yeah.
There you go.
8.
Yeah.
8
It's
plus
like
3.
11.
That's better.
Yeah, that's better.
I am near full health again.
Okay, so a radiant light.
2 extremes.
A radiant pure light shines out across you, Sergei, and you're lying there, severely wounded. But this light,
I'm severely injured.
it sort of embraces you, wraps around you, fills you with a warmth, and you feel the wounds on your bodies seal up, close faster than this other kind of mundane healing, which sort of makes you feel stronger.
The
But
lady
this
has
actually
blessed me.
restores your body. And
Corvin's going to look a little bit cocky.
And I'll go, thank you, my lady.
Bagrick will spit.
That only took me
I'll
an
go
hour.
and administer to the other guy.
okay,
And I will stand up and go, where did she go?
as you say.
Where is the man who shot me?
As you say that, Torvald and about 5 Altdorf halberdiers and turn up. Torvald's with them.
As-
That's clear. He's not.
As we're heading across,
Yeah.
I will also mention I think he had an accomplice.
Oh, well, then we'll need all the information you can give us.
It was a Bretonian.
Him!
As Morgan's walking towards the one I'm stood next to, I'm just going, this one's ready for you.
It's just nods. Like, yep,
Okay. So,
kneel down.
the Altdorf soldiers secure the area, and little Willie comes through the hole.
From his office.
Oh, he's not dead.
He's
Oh, I feel
slightly
so much better.
soot-covered, and he looks dazed. He's like, I was having a break.
In my office.
Lucky I needed to take a piss. I had to go down the other end of the alleyway. What's going on?
Sir Gale luckily saved your pub from being bombed by throwing it in the alleyway.
Sir Gale, thank you.
It's very brave.
No problem. I don't remember
Like
that
there are
much.
Altdorf troopers around. The sergeant has come in and he's got
I was
a typical
severely injured.
big curly moustache and helmet and little mutton chop beard type thing. And he's like looking around. He said, "So, is this the accomplice?" He says, pointing at the dead body that you're administering to.
Yep.
But yeah, Bagrick will just unceremoniously kick it and go, aye.
Yes, and this madman was consumed by the explosion. You said.
As far as we know, yes.
I don't remember a man. I'm sure
Was
she
there
was
anyone
a
else?
woman.
Was there anyone else involved with this?
It was
Torvald taking a lead on talking to the guy.
it was hard.
He's saying this, and you're all like, "What's going on?"
I'm really
Oh, I'm
confused.
busy.
It was
I'm
hard.
busy.
It was hard to tell. There was a lot of movement. The moment someone spotted it,
Were
screamed,
you in the room when
shouted.
this happened?
I was just coming down the stairs with my brother here.
So, all right, and it just turns around, then slides past Morgan. And it sounds like you two were in the room when this all happened.
We?
Yes, a woman.
I was shot today.
Crossover. A woman.
Yes.
She had a bomb. She threw the bomb. And I'm not sure what I was shot. I was on the floor.
Shot.
He
What,
was very
by this
brave.
fellow.
But
Yes.
I assume so. I did not see him.
No,
I had a
not at
bomb.
The-
I was
the
trying to
fellow
put
May
the
I-
bomb out.
Sorry to ask, but may I see your papers?
Of course you can. I'm a licensed wizard of the Empire, and I present with my magic license.
And he kind of flicks through it like he knows what he's looking for. And he goes, "Yes, that all seems to be in order."
Of course it is.
Yes. Excellent. Well, it seems like you've managed to save the lives of many people in the tavern here today. You are.
Did I?
You've got to be thanked.
Oh.
Well, if this
Morgan-
woman were to set off a bomb in a tavern full of people,
I'm just glad we could help.
where did she get a bomb from?
Under the table, she had it secluded. I can only assume under her dress. And she must have...
Over here.
We...
He goes over and he pulls the table out of the way. And you can see now that there's a kind of a bench built into the wall, it's circular, like this, with a game table in front of it. And built into the seat, there's obviously some loose panels or hiding compartment. And as little Willie said, she often sits here to look after the game. And you're thinking probably now, if you were sitting in that seat, you'd have a very good view of the whole room of the tavern. He goes over and he goes, "Oh, well, this is fascinating," and he pulls out another bomb. And little Willie's like, "Where did you get that from?" And he's like, "It was buried in here." And he just looks at you guys.
Are there any more in there?
At this point, I will finish my work, stand up, and address the captain and whoever's with him.
Yeah. All the troopers are outside securing the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
If not for the actions of these individuals, I would have much more work to do.
He looks like that's clear. That is clear. Thank you all for managing to keep the peace in a troubled time.
I don't know what happened.
He reaches in the thing and he goes, "There's only this," and he pulls something out and make intuition rolls. Morgan and Corvin.
Alright, we're
Morgan and
using the green dice now.
Morgan, Corvin, back with Corvin.
Do you want me to dispose of that? I know how to handle
That's a
explosives.
1! That's a 1.
1.
Oh.
I knew what it was before he even showed us.
I did not get a 1. So...
No, as he takes it out, you get a whiff of dar. And as he holds it towards you, you are like your nostrils are filled with the scent.
That
What is it
reeks
that he's
of
holding?
dark magic.
It's a small
Is it a
leather
little-
pouch.
Okay.
He says to you, "I'm afraid this will have to go to the precinct. I'll get one of my troopers
Shrug.
to do it, and we'll secure this."
Captain, sergeant,
Sergeant.
Would I know he's a sergeant?
No, you're not sure.
Officer.
Yes.
That pouch.
Yep.
It's rather setting off my wizardly senses. I think it'd be best if I were to take it from you rather than it be locked up somewhere.
Sounds like I should probably just set it on fire then.
Well, there's bombs nearby, so...
Oh, good point. Good point. And I mean, you know
In case
more.
it's incendiary.
You know more about these things than I do.
I will
Make a charm roll.
gingerly... I am
Another
plus
incredibly
20.
charming.
Another
Plus
natural
20.
one.
Pete, does it look like the small pouches that were upstairs?
No, this looks like something inside it is leaking a nasty fluid out. Like
Not on that roll.
Oh.
Okay.
Complete
I'm a
opposite.
bit arrogant.
99.
So, no, I failed. 99.
I failed.
Oh, that's
99. That's a critical fail.
Yeah, I critically failed.
Do you not want to use a fortune point?
After that 1 as well.
Yeah, I will use that.
Do you have any fortune
You're so
points left?
confident that you know what it
I'll come
is.
back. I've used one. I've got one left.
Okay.
3.
96.
It's better.
Oh, it's not a bomb.
It's not a critical failure.
Not using the
Now,
purple
I
ones,
failed by 5 success levels.
I failed by 5 success levels.
It's not a
So it's a
competition,
draw.
guys.
So he's not dissuaded either way.
So who's got the highest
And he-
skill?
what's your fellowship?
41.
Yeah.
So
You
he
win.
succeeds, yeah.
So he gives it to you. He's like, it's a bit squishy. Yeah, it's a bit squishy.
What is it?
I'd put that in something
It
else
smells
if I were you.
Evil.
And there's
yeah.
something dar about it.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, gingerly open it or do it later.
He
I
says,
don't-
well,
I don't need to
look,
open
I'm
it in
going to
here."
secure the area. Are you the proprietor? He says to Little Will. He says, no, my father's out looking after some of the dockers and stevedores. And he says, right, I'll come with you and we'll arrange for reparations.
Is the thing still dripping?
It's not like it's oozing
It's
out.
seeping.
It's like something has seeped into the fabric of the bag.
I think it's going to tip out a tankard and just...
There we go.
You're going to pop it in the tank? Okay, are you looking in it?
Yeah, I want to gingerly open it.
Okay. You open it up, and inside, an eyeball looks back at you.
I'm going to zip it back. This is too much like that pint of beer I had the other night.
It looked like it's been in there a while.
Okay.
It's gross. It's like
Pretty
really
creepy.
gross.
You get a quizzical.
I'm going to tell Morgan, I'm going to go, Morgan, there seems to be a disembodied eye. moving of his own accord.
It's not. No. It didn't move. Like you
Well,
opened it
might
up.
have done.
I swear I saw it move.
Brilliant.
It could have happened.
I'd be more impressed if it blinked.
I think we'll have you make a cool test. Actually, make a plus 20. No, make a plus 20 cool test. If you fail, you actually think it moved.
I passed.
It's just being dramatic.
Okay. Yeah, it's being dramatic. He's being Corbin. So the sergeant leaves. What do the 5 of you want to do?
I'm going back upstairs.
Little Willie.
He's going off to like help
Help
like
his dad.
Rebuild
organise.
his wall. Yeah.
Do stuff.
Not build the wall yet, but like talk to the sergeant and clear the thing up and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I suppose we did a good job. I'm not really sure what happened.
I believe this was used in some dark magic, or had a lot of dark magic used on it. Can I do any investigating of it?
Investigating.
Perhaps you should come upstairs.
Johnson?
Yes. There was a reek of dark coming from up there.
And I think
Before
you
everything
need a
kicked
drink.
off.
Yeah,
I will go and see if they've got that Bretonian wine.
I will walk over to the bar, duck behind the bar,
Okay.
and sort of have a quick look around and locate a likely looking
A dusty bottle.
dusty bottle.
Okay.
Pull it out, check to see if there's anything on it,
Yeah.
and if I recognise the language, I'll go with just sort of plonk it on the bar and sort of pick up a glass that hasn't been damaged, pop it out, and just
It's got
wander out.
Bretonian writing on it. You remember before he pulled a bottle of wine from somewhere, and you actually go to the same place. You find another bottle, and he pours you a glass of a heady red.
And in Bretonian, I'll just go drink.
Oh, before I forget, I'll take out 4 shillings and put it on the bar.
The place is a mess. There's dust everywhere. There's thrown furniture. There's explosion. There's a tearing hole in the wall, and there's 4 clean shillings on the table. Cool. Okay, so the rest of you are going to head upstairs.
Can I just see if there was any money falling on the
I've
floor from the
already
gambling
gone.
table?
Oh, there's
Specifically,
like a whole.
4 shillings, and I'm going to give them to Sagan and go, this one's on me.
Okay. There are 4 shiny shillings on the floor, and you. pick
I'm
them
going
up.
to keep an eye on Sigale just to make sure nothing.
I'm actually feeling a lot better than I did this morning.
Okay. However,
Follow Morgan upstairs.
Morgan's gone upstairs. Bagrick, you've gone upstairs.
Yeah, I already went.
Okay, sure.
You
So
got
the two of
bored
you
and just
upstairs.
walked
Oh, I follow them.
Okay. And in the room, as we said earlier on, there's this state of disarray. This rug is now lying on the floor, and you can see there's this clay, and there's this blood, clearly blood.
Can Bagrick smell anything? He's got quite a keen sense of smell.
You can smell clay, and you can smell blood. And something like a faint rot smell.
You made it clear the others that Corbin senses the magic winds through smell. I wasn't sure if everyone else was-
No idea.
They've got no
I
idea.
knew your characters didn't, but I wasn't sure when Pete's saying to me, like, I can smell Dar, if you guys knew that was just a Corbin.
Oh no, that's a Corvin thing.
Sense of
Because
smell
of your
we
your
have no
etheric
idea.
Yeah.
attunement, you
No,
can your
but the rug
second
is covered in
sight
goo.
Yes, it's my smell.
allows your perception, which you've chosen sense of smell, which is
Yes.
cool. Okay. So there's a few.
I'm going to
Bits
go
and
look
bobs.
in the pouches.
Okay, some of them have actually got like a few coins in. Looks like he's left behind a few bits and bobs.
Are they worth much? Because I was going to
Not
try
really.
and donate them to the...
There's a few shillings and a couple of gold.
I'll just kind of empty them all into one pouch and
Okay.
stick it in an easily accessible pocket to give to either Big or Little Willie when they return.
And then the other one has got a selection of small bones inside.
Needs fire.
Everyone in the room make perception rolls.
Ooh, 29. See, these are the better types.
I rolled a 1.
Perception or perception.
Perception.
Corvin just walks around with his head in the clouds. I don't
Yeah.
think he's noticed
Yeah.
anything.
You actually need to make an intuition roll
Oh,
at
okay.
plus 20.
I failed my perception, but does my intuition...
Because
Because you were distracted.
I rolled a 1
Okay.
and my perception is 63.
Okay, so as you're doing this, you reach into the cabinet, and you're not sure what you've done, but you kind of release some sort of mechanism. You find something, and a false panel. Like
There's a bomb.
Yeah, no. Bagrick's good at finding these things.
So where there's like drawers, and then there's a cupboard at the top. Between them, there's like a thick jam. It looks like, but it's actually inside it. There's
So I found a little hidden thing.
Indeed, and inside there is a small book wrapped in flesh.
You'll hear something that sounds angry that you won't understand. It's a very rude word in
You've seen this
Cancelled.
kind of book before, and if you remember,
Season 1.
there was a chap called Krell
Yes.
who kept things like this. Season 1.
Who's closest to Bagrick between Corvin and
Probably Morgan. So you're sniffing around the room, whereas you're near the rug, which is near the cabinet. Did you pass?
No.
Okay. You still got that smell in your nostrils.
Bagrick's going to turn around with like thunder on his face. We need a fire. And he's just going to gesture with a meaty thumb over his shoulder at the now exposed flesh-covered book.
Yes.
How grim!
There's a murmured.
It's not like
grumble.
the face of someone, or anything, or anything like, or like there's an ear on it or anything.
But if
it's
you're-
like clearly tanned
It's
skin,
yeah.
and it's
And
clearly.
I'm assuming it looks exactly like,
it
very
looks
similar to the one that we
type
saw
you had
before.
Type you saw before. And if you remember, that book before had like mad ramblings and like weird magical.
Yeah, Bagrick knows better than to
Discussions
start
and
poking
theories.
it.
Is there
all that kind
a
of
is there a
stuff in it.
fireplace in this room?
There is a small fireplace to one side. It's a larger room, so it does actually have its own small fireplace on the exterior.
Right. Let's go out then.
So, do you want to go and have a look? What's over there?
Yeah, I'll look at the book and just see if there's anything I can discern from it.
As Corvin walks over, I will kind of hold up the pouch of bones. Seems unusual. I'm guessing this is to do with whatever filth this bastard's been doing.
Most likely, yes.
The book. Are you going to open it? Are you going to touch it? Yeah? Okay. So you have a...
Gingerly.
You gingerly touch it and open it. This is clearly a tome of dark magic. And whoever's been writing in this has been writing with a passion and a fervour that has meant that sometimes their writing is just scrawls, sometimes it looks like they've bloodied their own fingers, they're writing so quickly and the blood has got on the pages, or maybe they've intended that. Some of it seems to be insane diary, like in 7, where the guy's got all those books and he's just written all that stuff. Then occasionally you get through and there's like just like a treatise on a way to do a new kind of spell. And it all seems to be necromantic.
As he starts flicking through that, Bagrick will put his hand on his axe and go, "I'd close that book if I were you," in a very intimidating way.
Start reading it.
Out loud.
Yeah, out loud. Make your eyes shine.
This seems to be the most vile of darkest
Errata.
magics. And it should be destroyed post-haste.
Okay, well, Morgan, as you say that, Morgan turns around and there's a nice fire in the fireplace. You're going to...
I will toss it in, because I imagine Bagrick won't want to toss it in or touch it. So.
And it turns out it was a bomb.
Yeah. Okay, so you
will
throw
just
the
nod.
book into the...
And take his hand off his axe.
Okay.
I'm going to suggest to throw the eyeball in there as well. Because I
The
can't
what?
see what purpose that's going to have. Oh. Are you still carrying that tankard? No. Did I have it?
Yeah, you have.
I assume that I would
I'm
have
gonna toss
held
the
it in and then
pouch,
just
yeah.
gave it.
I'm going to toss that into the fire as well.
Okay. As the book goes into the fire, the small pouch you're holding full of bones moves ever so slightly. But just once.
Instinctively, Bagrick's just going to hurl that straight onto the fire without a second thought.
As you hurl it onto the fire, you hear distant scraping noise.
What?
As
all of
if anyone in the room hears a distant scraping noise, as if someone is clawing at the inside of a coffin for so long that their fingers have worn down to bone, and that is all left to scrape the inside of a box.
We need
That's
to find where...
like, like chalkboard noise, but
Yeah.
like that instead. Very suddenly and very quickly, as you throw that into the fire.
Well,
and then the
the
book
pouch.
is consumed suddenly. I mean, normally it would take a little while for it to burn properly, but this seems to almost as if it's got some sort of natural oil or like juice to itself that it's like,
Naturally flammable.
yes, it like Morgan, you feel better when that happens. There's the scent of dar like it lessens massively, but it doesn't quite go away. The rug stinks.
Bagrick's just going to look straight at Morgan. I think we should go hunt those undead tonight. Whatever these bastards are up to, they've clearly done something.
The sooner the better.
Approving nod.
I'm game.
You recall also that they said he occasionally kept things in the storage cellar.
Oh dear.
Before we leave the room, I do want to examine...
Burn the whole place.
Well, yeah, there is that. Examine the cabinet,
Okay.
particularly the hidden compartment and any mechanism that I might be able to find.
Mm-hmm.
Can I search the room, say the floor and things, for other hidden compartments?
You can. Make a roll. Morgan, make a roll. What are you looking for?
Well,
Did he make it?
Is it decent workmanship?
It is.
I'm a carpenter.
Oh yeah. That's true. It is a nice.
was.
It is a nice. There's no craftsman's mark on it,
Well,
which makes you think it's either someone didn't want to advertise who they are, or it's such a bespoke and quickly needed piece that it's been put together quite quickly and
also,
provided.
if this kind of thing, you don't... The whole point is that it's hidden. So unless the mark was, like, right on the inside somewhere, and then
Sure.
it's still supposed to be secret, so...
Yes.
Coleman would like to look for a loose floorboard in the theory that in case he pulled the carpet up himself and it wasn't done by the pub.
Okay.
You'll probably see Bagrick going near the floor going, tink tink.
Make a roll as well then.
What's his perception or intuition?
Perception.
Perception, but I think that's a fair.
It's cabinet.
3.
Fail. I'm looking at the ceiling. Wait, I should check the floor.
Bagrick's very perceptive.
So you passed.
By 3, yeah.
There are no loose floorboards.
As in 3 success levels.
Sure, but there are no loose
There's
floorboards.
no
You
hidden.
check. You are reassured that the floorboards are actually fairly well. It's actually nicely put together for human construction. So crap. Morgan, how did you do?
Not great.
Not great.
Is it plausible to put the rugs on at this point, or is it not that big of a fireplace?
Put the rugs on? No, it's not that big.
Right.
It's
Well,
sort
I'm
of
sure that...
for keeping your feet warm, kind of thing. You chuck a book on, kind of thing.
Perfect.
Not roast a
In which case,
rug
I'm
on.
done here.
Okay,
Go downstairs.
I failed.
you found.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can. Bagrick's like checking everything, like
Yeah, kind of
like a
tapping with the axe.
engineer would, and you're quite satisfied when he says there's no loose floorboards.
Yep.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I'm done here as well. So
Okay.
I'll follow Morgan up.
While you guys are doing that,
Once he's settled in with the wine and is quite obviously the colours come back.
Yep.
And he seems to be okay. I'm going to nip out of the hole in the back and round onto the street.
Yep.
And I'm going to see if I can track where
Okay. Where she went.
she went.
Okay.
Won't be... yeah, it'll be
It's going
fun.
to be very hard.
Yep. But
So-
I do at least have tracking.
Oh, you do?
He's a
Yeah.
scout.
Cool. Well, that's good. I'm going to say it's going to be hard, so it's going to be minus 20.
Okay. Where is yeah. That's a 7.
We'll do it.
Um,
That'll do.
So 3 success levels.
Okay. So, as you head out, you follow the path that you saw the kind of mass of people go. You know she went that way
Yeah.
to a certain degree. Then it's kind of into a small square, and there's a possibility of going in various different directions.
I'm guessing it's still quite busy, as there's a lot of people trying to go and have a look.
It
see
is.
what's happened.
It is. But you moving around, you are able to find that there is like a gunpowdery smell in the air. Your keen dwarven nose picks up on, and you find that in one particular direction, down a particular road, you think she's probably headed in that direction. The smell of gunpowder is clearly very strong on her if she has made these things or handled them. And you wouldn't think passers-by or anyone would really have that kind of scent on them.
No.
So you think you know roughly the direction that she went in. Do you want to go in that direction or do you want to come back?
I will go in that direction just to see if I can see where, a little bit further on, where she's got to.
Okay. As you head down this side road, it's like a small road with the buildings kind of leaning in. There's like, even though there are sewers in the city, there are still like street drains that lead down to little drains. So there's still like muck and stuff in the street. There are kids running around. There are people moving about. People talking. Did you hear the explosion? Did you see the thing? Oh yeah, loads of people went through here. A load of them went in over there. People shouting and running all over the place. It starts to get difficult the further you are from the area, and the more people now that there are in the streets. You start to get to a sort of 5-10 minute walk where you're like, it's starting to get very difficult.
Which direction is it leading in? Which part of the city
it's
is
leading
it
you,
heading towards?
Which side? Where we are. Let me get the map out and do this right. 24. So the people on the watching can't see this.
So we're by the river.
You're near the river, but you're kind of set back near Black Rock. This is kind of heading easterly direction along the wall of Black Rock and the precinct. You're on the north side of the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's basically following the line of the cliff where the castle.
Yeah, there's a big
built
wall.
on. Yeah.
And there's like a line of houses leaning against it. And leaning into this road, and you're heading down that road.
Okay. So it's basically probably heading out and past the official bit, or trying to get the other side of the river across the main bridge, or something like that.
Something like that. You're not sure.
Or far enough down the river to get across, something like that. Okay. Once it becomes clear, I'll sort of wander my way back, just keeping an ear out for anything that I might hear in passing.
Okay. Make a -30 perception roll.
No.
Okay. Yeah. After a while, you're like, this is there. You've now passed too many turnings, too many buildings, too many taverns and little dive holes that you think she could have ducked in anywhere here, and I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to track someone in that kind of situation. So I assume you're going to sort of head back.
I'm going to head back, yeah.
Sir Gale, you are sitting,
leaning against the bar.
drinking wine, and little Willie comes back in while the others are
Monsieur Willie
still upstairs. That's on the house, by the way. You guys have...
No, I insist. We have ruined your lovely wall.
Wall schmall. I mean, look, little did I know she was stashing bombs in right under my nose.
Yes. The female of the species is obvious, sometimes even deadlier.
Well, I can't speak to that, but this guy, clearly, Ayla's has done something to her. She's been working here 3 years. Why has she suddenly got bombs hidden in the walls?
Love can do many a strange thing.
Oh, that's weird. Have you seen the guy?
I have not.
Oh, that's just... I mean, age difference doesn't bother me. He's just... God, greasy little...
Maybe her mind has been warped by the ruinous powers.
Well, your dwarf friend was talking about that.
Oui.
Is that a real problem? Are we about to be experiencing...
Monsieur, I do not know. The dwarf knows more than me. He seems to be a very in-tuned fellow with fighting the forces of evil.
Generally, dwarfs are, I've found.
But my intuition and my sense for adventure tells me that this is not yet over. No, not at all.
Can you not do the next bit here?
No, we shall leave you alone. I think they are just investigating his room, and then we'll be on our way.
He kept some stuff downstairs in the storage area. If you wanted to have a look down there as well.
Maybe you could show me this storage area.
Sure.
Okay.
He takes you through a doorway and down some stairs into like a cellar.
Why did he not take this stuff with him when he left?
No, he did take some of it. He was in a hurry.
Well, he wasn't planning on coming back, no?
He didn't say.
Ah.
He just said he had to leave, and he had some stuff that he'd been able to get together quickly that he had to take with him. Clearly, something had rattled him. I don't know. And as I pointed out to your friend, I don't arrange boats, so I pointed him in the right direction.
Anyway, let's have a look and see what he's keeping down here.
There's a box down here, something that he's left behind.
Okay.
He opens the door and you go into it's got the kind of pitched arcing kind of ceiling, and there's barrels and things, and you can see barrels and bags and boxes with sort of big tags attached to them, and some locked up in secure areas behind old bars and things. Obviously they use this for various people to store stuff down here. He says, he asked for the storage cell, he says, with some weird kind of connotation, maybe in a history of the building that you're not aware of. Down on the far left, I don't know why, you walk past various empty ones, then right down to the end of the building, and in a kind of what looks like an old cell, there is a large box about 6 foot long, about 3 foot wide, and about 2 foot deep, sitting in the corner. He goes, he obviously didn't have time to come and get us to get this one out of here.
I'll go ahead and knock on it. Does it sound hollow?
No, it
sounds full of stuff.
Full of stuff.
It sounds like it is full of stuff.
Yeah.
Is it locked? Does it look like it has a lock?
No, it's like a crate. It's nailed shut.
But it is nailed. Perhaps we should open it.
He had a few down here, and every now and then he'd ask for me to get a couple of the guys to bring one up to his room. He's a really strange guy. We'd have these boxes up there. Matilda would kind of organise it, and he'd have visitors. We'd move things up and down between his rooms. If someone pays well, though, we don't really care. It's like...
Well, let's see what's in it then. And I draw my greatsword and stick it in the bit where the box meets the lid. Stand back, monsieur. And I heave it open.
He's not even come in. He's like standing by the kind of the cell door type thing. So you wedge your sword in. Okay, you pop the lid off, and inside this box, the box didn't move. By the way, you can tell it's quite heavy because you've just gone. Poof. The box didn't move at all. The lid just popped off, and inside there it is caked full of soil, like clay soil. But in the kind of middle of it, you can see there is a pair of crossed hands, like at the surface of it, and the tip and edges of a skull. And it seems like someone's packed a dead body into this box with lots of dirt and lots of soil.
Or they've taken all the soil and dirt that has surrounded it wholesale and dropped it in a box.
Possibly. That would be harder to do, but that's possibly what could have happened. You don't know. And some people aren't buried in coffins. Some people are just buried in holes in the ground. A lot of people are just buried in holes in the ground in Warhammer. But it does look quite packed. They've packed it in and filled it quite tight. So you can only see some of the skeletal remains of the body. Excuse me. That's the wine talking.
I'll stop and go. Monsieur Willie, go upstairs and fetch the priest of Moor and the wizard. Tell them to come down here immediately.
He's already gone.
Then Mr. Willie.
And as he comes up, Morgan comes down the
the rest of
stairs.
the party stomp down the
Come down,
stairs.
it's like, there's something in the basement. There's something in the basement. And he runs out the
Axe
building.
out.
And Morgan just nods and
Yeah.
is going that way anyway.
Even though this guy is like 6'8" or whatever, not really because it's you know, he's a huge guy. This is just
Too
the
much.
day has
He
been
has
too
no-
much.
Yeah, axe and shield
Nope,
out and
nope.
sprinting down the stairs,
Yeah.
combat ready.
Yeah. So you guys head down the stairs into the cellar, and Sir Gael is standing there.
Bonjour.
Poking.
Oh.
It's not moving.
Just poking with
It's
his
clearly not moving.
I think I discovered what he had in the boxes. There appears to be a dead body.
I'd like to say I was surprised.
By all means, have a look.
I've seen a few. Let's get it outside.
He had a book of filth up there.
What type of filth?
Magic manling.
Bretonian.
Oh, good.
Bretonian lithographs.
The lusty Bretonian maid. Oh dear. I mean, do we want to move
This
it?
is fucking heavy. I know you guys could haul it, but still, it's like this is packed.
Corvin is confident the four of them.
I'm pretty
channeling.
sure.
We don't know what for. He just
No,
is.
it's just telling.
He's just sparkling away
This
in the
is
corner.
clearly a dead body. This has clearly been removed in its burial pose, and preserved in its pose. Does anyone want to remove some of the earth?
I'm just going to look at Morgan.
Everyone's looking at Morgan.
Can I have a second sight smell?
A whiff. Oh yeah, make a perception roll.
You just go
Plus 20. Because you're standing right in front of
Gonna
this whole
sniff it.
this thing.
Nope. 66.
66.
But plus
Plus
20.
20, so no, just outside. 46.
So you botch.
You botched. Okay.
You smell a dead
Get a
body.
big whiff of something down here and it makes you sneeze.
You get a whiff
Oh, you get a whiff.
of the stables. The smell of hay, moist hay and horse hooves, fresh dung.
Curious.
Fresh dung.
How long does it look like the guy's been dead?
It's like mostly skeletal.
Oh, skeleton. Okay,
Yeah.
a while. I was going to say Barry wouldn't be able to go, oh, it looks like it's been about 3 weeks, but he'd be able to tell.
I would.
Death.
Yeah, Morgan probably could, but Barry could be like, it's been dead ages, or it's not been dead long.
Ages.
Ages, yeah.
I think is. Do you want to move it or?
Where's my brother? I'll say, looking at Gale.
He has gone outside, maybe for some fresh air. I'm not sure.
He didn't say.
He didn't say. He left me to my wine.
I can't smell any darkness coming off of it. So perhaps it's not corrupted or hasn't been used for anything yet.
And holy water and prayer.
Cool.
And consecrate that.
Nothing seems to be happening as
Good.
you splash holy water over it. Other than you get a good feeling because it's not
Yep.
like rising up or
Fine. Done the
streaming.
job.
Are you doing the actual pray thing?
I'll do last rites.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, the first thing I want to do is set light to it, but I don't think we should do that here. So I'll do last rites just to
You're in
make
a
sure.
stone cellar.
Yeah, no, I know, but enough explosions and things have gone off
That's true.
in the pub today.
Just
I
don't
don't
know
want
what's
to
in
upset.
it.
Under the soil, there's more bombs.
And Willie has just run out, kind of rather unsettled.
Sure.
So I don't want to,
Sure,
and I don't know what any of the rest of this is.
it's fine.
He could be using this as a cover to hide something underneath the bodies.
Yes.
Thinking that as soon as someone lifts the lid, as our friend Willie demonstrated, they go running away.
Everyone make perception rolls.
Nope.
I mean, that's an 8, so no.
Yeah.
I don't need to see what the second one was.
Yes,
Don't know where it's
critical
gone.
pass on a 55.
I'm
not there.
They're not there. Bagric, you see that there is a warehouse address, small, stamped on the exterior of the lid. Or the interior of the lid. Like the box belongs to as used or processed in a warehouse that's somewhere along the dock front.
Bagric will just pick the lid up, look at the other two, and go dunk, dunk, dunk.
Ah, the
Oh,
warehouse.
the 3. Sorry.
Is it in Ubersreich?
It is an address in Ubersreich. It's further along the dock front.
Okay.
I say we check out this
In
place.
a slightly less reputable
Wasn't there a
area.
pressing matter with some restless dead somewhere else in the city?
Possibly could be connected.
I'd be curious to upend this box outside somewhere to check there's nothing else being concealed under it.
Is that wise to do in the street?
We should probably do it now.
I will
We'll look at Morgan.
finish my administrations.
The address,
So there'll be a lot of sword cleanup.
Sergel, the address is actually is on the southern side of the river and quite near the Grail Chapel.
We must go there at once. There is no time to lose.
Sort of near, you recognise the address and you're like, you think that's near like
Such a place.
a bad end of the Toybrucker district, where a lot of the kind of sewage and things sort of come out of the sewers into the river and then flow off. It's kind of like it's a shitty, smelly part of town.
On the outflow, presumably.
On the outflow, yeah, because the river goes out that way.
This warehouse is located in a very bad part of town. I know where it is. I recognize the street address. If such a strange thing as this is happening, we should investigate it first. Completely going back on what I said 5 minutes ago.
Can you go on? Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah.
Having finished doing what I need to do, I will take my knife and tentatively drag it through the earth to see if there's anything in there that catches.
Good
Because
thinking,
if there was
Morgan.
anything hidden in there,
Sure.
it would catch. Whereas if it's just earth,
Do you want it upended?
Or
Okay.
the
Much
soil will go in.
Yeah.
As you do that, down near the legs where there's more space in the soil, you're sort of moving the blade around slowly and carefully, and
Done this before.
the blade hits something, feels metallic from like the ring of it, but it's in the soil. You can't see what it is.
Carefully withdraw the knife and brush away to see
Okay.
if I can uncover what's down.
Sort of, you have to kind of almost like pick clods of
Yeah.
earth out, and as you pick them out, you get down to a very finely crafted metal eyeball, which has like a rather well crafted and grotesque looking kind of stalk, nerve stalk coming out the back of it. It's slightly larger than an actual eye would be. Big enough that the eye stalk you could like maybe hold in your hand. So it's like, no wonder your blade hit it. It's quite a big thing.
So,
Yeah.
including the stalk.
Yep.
It's rather curious.
That's going in a pouch.
Do you think there could be anything else in there?
I will continue to check. I can meet you at this address.
You spend a bit of time doing it and you don't find anything else.
Alright. I can't
Well.
find anything else.
While Morgan's spending time doing that, Bagrick will get bored, wander upstairs, and then go outside to the tavern and see if he can spot Torvald. Just kind of...
After 5 minutes, you sort of see Torvald appear from the street, like over there. Like you're all very focused on the tavern, and suddenly Torvald's like been off for a bit of a stroll.
Oh, yeah, walk over to him.
Just went looking.
Find anything?
Smell of gunpowder. Heading that way. Unfortunately, not all that far before people.
Finding a rat in a city's never easy.
I'll just nod at him and go, but at least she headed that way, along the wall.
Are there people around? I mean, are there...
People have started to filter back into the area. Now the Altdorf militia are like cordon the area off. That's actually attracting
More company.
people that to be like, ooh, rubbernecking and like, what's going on?
Switching
and,
into...
you know.
Kazzy, you found a body in the basement. And then you'll see Bagrick's face darken as he says, "And a book."
Yeah, it works.
Like,
Can't read.
like you can, like the one we found in the sewers.
It was dirty.
Covered in what I can assume is the flesh of a manling. We burnt it.
I assumed as much. And a body in the basement?
Aye, come on, I'll explain on the way. And Bagrick will fill Belden as to what's happened.
Cool. So you guys come back. What are you guys up to?
Do you get anything from this?
Make an intuition roll.
Come on, Corbin.
Sigal, what are you up to?
Stick to yourself.
I'm gonna just wait around with those because I'm thinking we should probably reinter him at some
Okay.
point.
Found.
Okay. It's a very strange icon. Something clearly someone's made for a very specific purpose, but you don't know what.
When we
Probably
get
best
back,
to hang on to it though.
can I have a look at that? I'm going to be inspecting it for basic quality of workmanship.
Okay. It has been forged by a dwarf. Clearly.
Ooh, controversial.
I think I know who we need to ask to see who made this.
And maybe to answer a few questions about explosive creation as well?
When I
I would've
saw
thought
the
the
when I
creation
saw
of
the
bombs was quite
militiaman pull the bomb
specialist.
out, did it look like something a human had made or a dwarf had made? Because the dwarf one would obviously be very fine crafted.
Well, there's still the thing is a bomb is made to have
Fracture
flaws.
It is, but it would be obvious if it's dwarf or human.
But it was a better made bomb than
Do I think it would be dwarven?
probably maybe a hastily made dwarven bomb.
Or someone who's taken a bit longer and trained under a dwarf.
Maybe
But-
someone who's learned under a dwarf. That would be a distinct possibility in this city.
There can't be too many bomb specialists in
Well,
the city.
we need to go to Dowiehafen. We've got an appointment to keep. I suspect he may be able to shed some light on this.
My thoughts exactly.
We can find the smith who made this. Might be able to shed some more light on what's going on.
Do we want to chase the bomb or chase this warehouse? Tap on the wood if we're still there.
I say we go for the warehouse.
The warehouse is kind of southeast. The bomb is southwest.
We could always split up and meet up later.
Either way, you have to cross the bridge to get over there. Unless you want to.
If you dwarves want to go to Dwali,
Dowiehafen, I don't think it'll take long for us to have a word. I suggest we go there first and then on to the warehouse.
Morgan, any thoughts?
Where did you need to go to deal with your growl problem?
To the field.
I mean,
How far is
that? Me and Monsieur Applebaum could take care of the warehouse.
Bagrick has no idea of the local area.
It's just
the
outside
north.
of town.
In the completely opposite direction to anyone else.
Northwest.
Well, you've
Northfield.
already died once today, and enough people
Well, that
keep
was
coming
tonight,
at us.
wasn't it?
I'd quite like to stay close to a couple of well-armoured dwarfs.
Those monsters don't seem to
I
like
was
coming out in
well-armed.
daylight.
But not
Makes them
bulletproof.
easier to deal with.
No,
Doesn't bother me one way or the other.
but they're so uncivilized.
Just get an approving nod.
So what are you doing?
Corvin will agree to go with Bagrick. I go, Bagrick, I can accompany you and see more stout dwarven fellows.
Given what's going on, I think we should probably stick together.
Okay. So you're
Yeah, we'll stick together.
gonna go to the Axe and Hammer first.
Before we head off, can I just look in the alley to see if there's any bomb fragments left over or anything I can see that looks like a bomb that's not a wall?
Yes, you can. There are fragments embedded in the next building along.
Is little Willie upstairs?
He's around. Yeah.
When Bagrick sees him, he's just going to throw the purse of all the coins I found. Not at him, to him.
Ah!
No, we found that while we were searching for his stuff. I think you might need it.
Yes.
I'll see if I can dig out a bomb fragment with my dagger. Just
Just very quickly while he's doing that, can I have a quick look at the damage to the wall? Given my experience
Yeah,
as
it's like a
stonemason.
mostly wooden wall, and they've kind of.
looks like some
Yeah,
sort
but
of bomb went
I'm good with this sort of thing. I'm basically trying to
Large
see how
explosion.
bad the damage is.
It's pretty bad. It's a pretty good bomb.
Yeah, but like, is this going to be like crippling to the structure? Or?
No, not that bad. It's not going to like make the building fall down, because the
It would've been
good
worse
thing
if it had gone
about
off in a
these
crowd
kind
of
of buildings
people.
is there's lots of pillars and posts and beams and things. So
The frame hasn't been damaged enough to bring it down,
Yeah,
do any
exactly.
significant damage. It's just
Exactly.
blown the panels
it's
out
not the
wall.
one linchpin for the
I've
whole
got
building.
3
and
success
it's
levels
blown
on
out.
my trade. I'm basically trying to see how much it should cost him, so I can tell him, so he doesn't get ripped off.
You think it will?
I will quote him a number. You
it'll
don't need
take
to
a
actually
good,
tell me
No,
the sum.
but you think he'll need to get a good stonemason to repair, because the lower part of the ground floor around the bottom is stone kind of footings with all the wooden structure above. And you think you warn him that it probably needs to get a stonemason in to check that that's all safe, because you think there's a few cracks, but you're not sure.
Yeah, basically, he'll give it the once over and
Yeah.
tell him
Yeah.
this is what needs doing.
Thank you, and thank you again for saving our patrons' lives and discovering that Matilda's like some strange, I don't know, mad woman with a bomb.
There's no time when you noticed. Well, yeah, obviously when this weasel fellow turned up, is probably when she changed. But there was no obvious turning points. Nothing strange in her behaviour that you noticed beforehand.
Well, not massively. I mean, when he started having guests, she started getting more involved. Guests here. He used to get the odd carriage off and out, but then he'd have some guests here, and she'd bring them in. We weren't, through the site, the servants' area, and up the back stairs and things, and we weren't asked too many questions, and he was paying well, so we weren't really to ask. But I think they're probably I think one of them was one of the Aschaffenbergs, which the two of you know to be a noble household in the town that's benefited since the young Foyds have been removed.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for your help, little Willie, and I hope the repairs don't take too long.
Generally, I mean, we'll pay for the dwarven team to come out and sort it out. That way, I know it will get done properly and quickly.
Liquor paint does wonders.
Yes. Thank you very much, Corvin. And I hope you all successful in whatever it is the hell you're doing.
Oh, we will be. We have the might of the Empire behind us.
Indeed.
Snorts.
Right.
Is the assassin still laying in the middle of the floor?
Yeah. Unless you've let...
Might want to move that as I walk away.
He's like, we just scrubbed that room.
Sorry.
When they come for him, the one in the basement also. There's nothing more I can do for him. And I'll
But
just
that's...
leave.
Bye.
It's a joke!
Bagrick will just look at him and shrug and go, "You get used to it."
Really? So I shouldn't go down there?
I meant the priest.
No, but he's gone before he can tell me. Is it safe to go down there?
It's dead.
All right. Okay.
And then Bagrick will just follow where Morgan went, as if he just answered the most obvious question in the world.
Everyone's just leaving.
Okay, so you're all leaving.
Yeah.
Where-
I,
12 hours.
while they've gone up, I'm just going to take a quick look at the soil that's packing the crate.
Yeah.
Just as a passing thing, just because
It's thick
I
clay.
know a little bit about this.
It looks like earth from near a riverside. A thick earth that's wet. It still has some of that moisture in there, and it looks like a local soil.
Lure geology has a use.
Yeah.
Okay.
If only we had a farmer. Hi, Simon.
You know what? Don't get that joke.
Simon's character had trade farmer, and he kept trying to figure out
Don't
ways
explain
to
it.
use it.
Watch season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You should watch Flint and Steel.
I'll come up probably just as this lot of sort of making their way out and leaving a very confused.
Yeah, he's like, what? Okay. So you're all heading off towards
Dwarfland.
Dowie Hafen. Yeah.
That was totally icy as well.
That was. You just totally went Dwarfland. You know that the Red Moon Inn is on the other side of the river, and it's actually near the Axe and Hammer. So if you wanted to, you would have the opportunity to go past there, if you wanted to. Just letting you know, because before the show you were talking about the geography of the town. It's kind of the opposite side from the Docker's Arms, over the river.
Is there any sign of the other priest around, or was he staying there?
He was staying there, but there's no sign of him at the moment.
Because, I mean, if nothing else, then I'm sure that he'll deal with things. Or I can make note to... I mean, there's probably some protocol of...
You can leave a message with Little for him if you want.
Yeah, well, no, it's more just there's... Because if he goes back, he'll know what he's doing.
Yeah. But you've done it.
It's more,
Yeah.
It's more just someone should pick that up and take it to...
Yeah, put it in the river.
No. What?
Okay, so you guys head east along the riverfront, past the Hog Pit and the Customs House, which is this large structure by the bridge. The bridge is a large dwarven construction. It's very angular, very geometric shapes to the pillars that span across it. However, there seems to be a large sort of shanty town that's been built under parts of it underneath, where it's kind of clinging to the in the kind of nooks and crooks and the shadow of the bridge. But the customs house is kind of standing there, this large structure where all of the big deals and agreements between merchants and noble houses for everyone coming in and out of the city via the river, it's all kind of coordinated through here. You make your way across the bridge, and there are lots of beggars and homeless people.
And none of them bother me.
And none of them bother you. Some of them just seem to be. They've been there for a very long time, and they are weathered and worn by living on the streets. Others look like families that have recently been turfed out into the street, say in the last few weeks, in some sort of kind of political climate, or people who are down on their luck, scribes who no longer have jobs, soldiers who have no longer agreed with the establishment, and various other people who have kind of fallen out of their ways and are kind of now asking people for help. And the bridge is a massive way between the two halves of the city. Footfall is huge. There are loads of people moving here, so naturally all of the people who are trying to beg, steal, charm and cheat you are lining this walkway between two halves of the city, and it's quite disturbing for the dwarven members of the party to see such a beautiful... I mean, this structure is gorgeous.
Of course it is.
Absolutely amazing.
And the humans are making the place look untidy.
It's on the front of the guide to Ubersreich. It's a beautiful bridge.
That is lovely.
That spans across it with kind of carvings on the sides and big pillars, and as I said, but as you can see, there's like little shantytown bits clinging to the edges of it. Yes, that's just reflective.
There we go.
Yeah. So you make your way up the one side, and then across and down the other side, and then head west along the riverside again, past the Crooked Hammer, which you saw earlier on, and past the Red Moon Inn, which is again just slightly further down the docks, towards the Axe and Hammer, which you guys know where it is. Everyone knows where the Axe and Hammer is in town.
Yeah,
I mean, you all knew, but everyone who's been in town.
We've been telling people to leave messages for us there, haven't we, if they needed to contact us.
Well, we've been telling people
Quite
to
recently
leave
to message
messages
for
for Torvald.
Yes.
You... Oh, here we go. Let's get the book out.
Find a bloodthirster.
Bring it.
Serving drinks.
Yeah. One thing, we can take on demons. It just takes me about 3 hours to channel the magic for it. And then like that, it's gone. Backwards, stand in front of me.
Yeah, it's alright, guys.
For
I've
at
got
least
this.
30 minutes.
Just hold it off for approximately 3 hours, and I'll be right with you.
Sorry about that.
What, Corvin? I know.
Here we go. Let me get to the right page.
Show respect to the leader of the party. Corvin totally thinks he's the leader of the party.
Okay, so you guys arrive on the edge of Dowiehafen, and you can tell that the buildings change, the structures, the architecture
It's all shorter.
becomes. It's not actually.
It's not, it's
actually, the
just better made.
surface dwellings aren't any shorter in construction. The doors are still built for humans. Size.
Even dwarf
Yeah, they don't
construction
really.
isn't, because they actually
Yeah.
like kind of big, grand things.
And they often have like large pillars and big lofty halls and things. But you can see a lot more dwarves moving around. The population kind of almost switches. You kind of turn a corner and then there's like dwarves. And ahead of you, you can see a tavern with a large symbol on it. Funnily enough,
As we
an
enter
axe and hammer.
enter Dowiehafen, Bagrick will just look at Corvin and go, "Might want to stay close, manling."
I get on splendidly with dwarves.
But this building does look like it has been built for dwarves. So a lot of the other buildings haven't. As you kind of make your way into Dowiehafen, you see this very proud, geometric, low structure with broad doors, pillars, carvings of dwarven faces and your ancestors like carved into the sides of it. A big axe and hammer. It's actually a real master-crafted axe and hammer secured to the side of the building on this large shield as the sign for this tavern. You can tell it's securely fastened, although it looks like there's various worn edges to it. Maybe some people have come along and tried to steal it at some point in the past, but failed.
Bagrick is actually going to smile. It's not often.
Whoa! As
So
you
as if we notice.
yes, through the beard and the
No.
I do not notice.
old shit today, haven't you?
Is this one of those times as well where all of a sudden it's normally the dwarves feel like they're sort of looking at everyone's chests, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden these three are like head and shoulders
yeah,
above
yeah.
the general
Poking out above-
populace.
yeah, generally, yes.
How
Yeah.
tall are you?
Did I? What I? 5'9".
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe not so much
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
Corvin,
lots.
but I'm guessing Sir Gale, if he's got his
Gale,
hands on
what-
But
are you?
we're 4'11", but don't forget we're very tall for dwarves.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, even
We're
Okay, so
the
So you're
alternative
still
of
like, yeah.
it's
So
still
you've
head
got your
above.
helmet on.
yeah. Bagrick and Torvald are typically very tall for
Get my
dwarves.
dwarf name list out. There we go.
Yeah, we're the alternative, being like 6'7" or something.
Okay. You guys approach Barland Dwarland. No. You approach this large, broad set of doors. They're kind of like really wide, but not very tall. They're kind of like almost like large stable doors. But they're ornately carved, beautiful inlay. Absolutely amazing geometric shapes. The odd face in there. And there are 4 dwarves standing in front of these large gates, and they're inset in the gate. These large gates, obviously made so you can open to let lots of people in at the same time. There is a smaller door that could allow the passage of a single person at a time. And one of the dwarves steps up and goes, "Hey up!"
What time of day is it?
It's like afternoon,
Afternoon. No.
right?
Pull out one of the tokens that we were given.
Oh,
We're here to see someone. We were given this. I will hold up the one that I was given by the docks, by the dwarf.
okay. Aye, boss wants to see you. You better get inside then. You taking the manlings with you?
Corvin will smile.
A bit of a sigh, and then aye.
Fair enough. They're not allowed.
I don't even want to
downstairs.
come.
Is this in Caslid, by the way?
No, because he's seen humans. He's
Oh,
trying to
okay.
make- he's
Then
trying to make a
Bogrick will
point.
be a bit more polite and just nod.
Yeah. You're not allowed in the basement. Only our kind. But the boss will see you upstairs. And he says upstairs, and there's no upstairs to the building. You're aware that there's like a underground complex that the dwarves have built beneath this part of the city, which is actually their street complex. Here, it's actually probably quite quiet, and you're seeing like literally the tip of the iceberg of Dowihafen. So I'm just trying to find the right page.
How does Gale react to that?
About what?
Like, or are you bringing the man names?
I'm open to all. I'm quite an easygoing guy.
Depends if he's met dwarves before.
I've met some. Not many.
Call the kind of
It's not like I'm just going to start chopping off their heads, because I'd have to aim low.
So you're gonna go in.
Cut off your head, dwarf, if it stood a little higher from the ground.
And axe to the groin.
My groin's armoured.
Okay, so you go in, and there's a long corridor. There's a low ceiling, and you guys have to stoop. Yeah, you definitely have to take your helmet off. There's a low ceiling, and it's broad, wide chambers, and there are doors off to either side. But as you go in, this dwarf follows you in, and he says, "Head up through there into tap room."
Thanks. And I'll follow the instructions.
Okay. And you go in, you head up, there's a long corridor, doors as I said, and ahead there are two broad, wide doors. They are open, and inside you can hear dwarves having fun, talking, grumbling. You're not sure. There's a bit of singing, there's a bit of clank of tankards.
If it's in Caslid, we'd probably recognise it. They'd just be like, I have no idea what's going on.
But you're not sure from their language.
Speak perfect cousin.
You've heard them talking in Caslid, and you're never sure whether they're happy or sad or excited or scared or whatever from the way they're talking.
Yeah, Caslid just sounds like grumbling anyway.
Yeah. So you can hear this
It's a
going
lesser
on,
language,
and there's
you
some musical grumbling going on.
Yay!
And as you kind of as you enter, you can see a lot of dwarves. There is a couple of humans to one side, sort of sitting there, looking slightly lost, and they kind of look at you as you kind of come in and like, hello. Yeah, yes, hello. And there is a dwarf. All the furniture is made of stone. And it's all very angular. There's a lot of right angles. There's hexagonal tables. The tankards even are cuboid. You know, it's kind of. This is like a. You guys are like loving this. They're like metallic, like tankards, like beaten into kind of square shapes rather than round tankards. Things like it's like they seem to have gone all out here.
Almost feels like home.
And there are some fine young dwarves moving around, men and boys and girls, serving drinks, and an older dwarf at the bar, who to you recognise as venerable in age. He turns around and his beard is long,
And
very
grey.
long, and grey, and there's various plaits and workings into it that denote certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You can see some things that look like engineering guild paraphernalia, like built into the threading and the knots in his beard. As it comes down, he is wearing casual plate, which looks like kind of half plate. He's kind of got like this
Bits of plate on.
bits of plate armor on.
And a bow tie.
Yeah, and
No, it's casual.
That's
That's formal
smart.
plate.
Yeah, formal plate. Come on. Yeah, black shoulder pants, white breastplate.
It's like short-sleeved plate.
Yeah, toeless plate. And he's sitting at the big stone bar, and there are lots of barrels and things behind. There's a dwarf serving up. You're pretty sure you can see something that says Bugman's on it. And he's having
intensifies.
He's having a drink, and he turns around as you kind of all come in. There's a bit of the grumbling changes tone in the room. You guys recognise that some of the other dwarves in the area see you all come in and sort of, oh, look at the new manlings like this. And he turns around and he goes, "Well met. I am Grodny Shorehammer. You are welcome here in the Axe and Hammer, the centre of the Engineers Guild, and I welcome you into our establishment. I am very interested in meeting the Wolfson brothers. I've been informed of your arrival, your appearance, your deeds, and I'm looking forward to a conversation with both of you."
Bagric will probably look far more rigid than you've ever seen him before. Oh, yeah. "Greetings, venerable one." Which is how a dwarf would greet someone of that beard length. So basically, it's how dwarves identify age, and the older the dwarf, the more respect you show them. Bagric has no idea how to deal with humans. Dwarves, different story.
Yes.
I've never seen him show respect to someone before. I thought he's always been being respectful. I didn't realise there'd been anything different until now.
I just assume everything he says was sarcastic. I thought he was just joking. I thought he had a great sense of humour.
I'm gonna do the same without saying anything, just, and sort of nudge him and hold my hand out. So
I'll hand him one of the other coin.
and we'll sort of both put them down on the bar in front of him.
He picks it up and he says, in Casalid, "How is Tangerman?"
As one could expect. Bagric will respond in Casalid.
But he doesn't quite need him yet.
And we're going to leave it there.
I'm glad you guys went first, because otherwise I might have just tried to order a drink from him.
Excuse me, sir.
Barkeep!
You mean you
He
won't?
must be useless at this. All the rest of them are very young. It's taken him years to get good at being a barman.
Post haste.
Oh, we should let.
That would have gone so wrong.
We should let Corbin
I
just
think
talk
everyone
first in
likes
every
me.
situation.
Very high fellowship.
Suddenly you just hear weapons being drawn across the entire tavern.
Well, I think you'd probably just be escorted out nicely and never allowed to return.
No, we'd be best friends.
Cool. Okay. Well, that was fun.
Quickly can Torvald talk his way out of Corvin being unceremoniously thrown out the door?
Not quick enough. Well, there's a long corridor, so maybe.
I'd probably just offer to escort him. Leave you guys to it.
Best friends with two dwarves. Corvin knows how to get with dwarves.
Okay, right. Well, thank you very much for watching episode 4 of Flint Steel. Please don't forget to check out all the social media, our Discord, and our Patreon. Also, by now, I should have created the teaser for our Mothership Halloween special one-shot, where you can win a copy of Mothership and Pound of Flesh from Tuesday Night Games. They are very kindly sponsoring our giveaway on our Halloween live show special. The whole show is going to be live, Roger.
Oh, God. Who
Well,
handed
yes. And as a follow-on from our previous show...
I can't be held responsible.
Yes, you can.
No.
You're going to have that pause button handy. So please check that out on the channel as well. And you never know, it may be distant in the future, and we've done the one shot already, and you can go and watch it, and it was fun. Also, check out our other shows. We have Scion.
Vostok's Chance.
We have Dark Heresy.
On the Edge of the Emperor's Light.
And we have Fractured Empire, our Star Wars Fantasy Flight game show. So please go and check those out as well. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Flint and Steel!